leave you on that note. It's not a good look. And yeah, what are the plans for the weekend?
I'll just work on a couple of things at home, relax a little bit, hit the gym tonight, see what the weather's looking like tomorrow, throw the ball outside with Milo, get him outside and stuff. Been raining a couple of days here.
It has, yeah.
Been taking the Yale public transit home, so I don't have as much time.
Welcome to my world, baby.
Yeah, but we picked up the car yesterday.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. So my mechanic is telling me, I was like, hey man, what if I buy the Range Rover? He's like, don't buy that ever.
You got to get it under warranty.
Yeah. He's like, don't buy that ever. He said, German cars suck, buy Japanese. And he also made my car stink like the white tip cigars because he just smokes them in his shop all day. So,
I like that. I know your car is German, but Range is obviously British.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he said,
if you're ever going to get that car,
you
make sure if it's going to be used, you get CPO, certified pre-owned.
Yeah.
Never get Jags or Range Rovers off warranty.
Yeah. So
You're
he said,
trouble, bro.
He said go Japanese RAV4.
Go Japanese. All right. We gave him a minute there, so that's pretty
Give him more time. I mean, Katina Man had his doctor's appointment yesterday as well,
That's fine.
too.
Yeah, we'll add to the tab.
Rock and roll, but he looks locked in. So
I'll see everybody on Monday, guys. Take care. Have a great weekend.
By Japanese, huh? Okay.
That's what we're.
I like my Japanese cooking knives. You know, we got those Japanese.
Is that
knives.
what your cooking knives are?
Yeah, well, they're Japanese. Yeah, they're very, very Japanese.
What's the What's the is it the Ginsu or Ginsu?
I think it's Gin.
That's the one, Ginsu.
Yeah. That's what I have, but those are the ones. Yeah,
the Ginsu.
Those are the ones, the Japanese. Nice little cutting. Anyways, I just heard the conversation there. I agree with him, and I had to use BMW too, and that one ran in the garbage. So shout out for that one there. And yeah, I believe
that's an interesting thing because mine lasted forever. I was the lucky. Even when I remember when I eventually traded, and the guy was like, "What have you had to do?" I'm like, "Well, basically nothing."
Yeah.
For all this time, he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you trust me. You got really, really lucky. You'll be happier with the Audi." You said. But anyways,
look at
get lucky.
Look at this stop out. It was 1,000 shares. It was decent for the TQs. And right there, we got stopped out right at that high, and then we came back and was like, oh my God, we thought we had a nice little trade on board, and we didn't because we got stopped out there when we were at the gym. And then I just punched the short right here in the TQs again. Not a revenge trade or anything. I was just upset that had happened. That was a low of the day break. That happened at 1:15. So we're sitting there listening to the boys, and I was just like, this is, I should be short. Like, there's the Q short there, boom. There's the Q short again, boom. And right now, so this is what we have on board. And then also, shout out to everybody that's a real one there. There's iBit short right again off VWAP. So, we sit back down and we take a few fills there on VWAP. We're waiting for 55s. We didn't get exactly the reload right there. And then now downside for iBit. But the thing about all of this is, if you are interested in becoming a real trader, our next training cohort is just around the corner. And this time, we're expanding our reach. If you live outside the US, now's your chance to apply and join our program. You'll be trading US equities during regular market hours, so be sure you're available for the continuous US session. This program is carefully designed to help you master market structure, different marketplaces and venues, order types, and professional execution versus retail/amateur approaches. Space is limited, so don't wait. Apply now and take your trading skills to the next level. And of course, in this promo, it doesn't actually say what the promo is for. So it is for the Real Trading Campus office. So make sure you do scan that QR code right there and get involved. So that is the campus program now live one more time. And yes, you do have to be located outside of the United States to be a part of that. So yeah, campus program back on. I got to log into YouTube here to make sure that I get the right chat going on there. But yeah, short iBit, short TQs, and long Netflix for me right now.
We already have a super chat from David. I'm not even on the page you displayed, David, but I don't even see it. Okay, you know what? I can't find it on that page. Here we go.
Oh.
MTZ, picks and shovels, power and data centers, holding in a bad market, possible safe haven. You know what's interesting? I actually saw a dude that was just tweeting. It's like, or Xing or posting or whatever the heck you're supposed to call it. Oh, by the way, trend line on BMNR. If we get back up to the top of the trend line, I want to jump back into this one. It was just, I don't know, it was a little bit weaker relative to Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin's at VWAP, this was in a downtrend. So I'm going to try and fade or short the pops is what we usually say. Talk about fades. So you wanted, I don't know why that's not showing up on the empty.
What are you looking for?
Oh, on our little thing where we can show the super chats. For some reason, it's not showing up.
Oh, it's probably he's
so I guess
working-
we'll have to
working on it,
manually
working on
show.
it, working
Usually, I can pop it on the screen and then everyone can see the questions. So, and basically, you're looking for the picks and shovels for the data centers from Mass Tech here, and whether or not, like, it's going to be tricky because, like, when you're thinking about safety, like, it's still going to be adjacent to tech. Like, for a long time, like, GEV's been pretty good because you think of it as like the cheaper way. Like, as long as the CapEx spending continues, then you're good to go with MTZ and you're good to go with GEV. But when you start to threaten things like contraction and maybe some obligations won't get met, that can definitely change. For a while now, these have worked. I say that as someone who owns GEV, but I don't know that that's just automatically forever, because what happens if they have to cut back? What if this war is still going on 4 months from now? Mm-hmm. And what if demand becomes, I'm just talking like global demand because economies go into recession. Do you really think the CapEx spend is not going to pull back in this scenario? I think it will. And so, like, I don't know that you're completely insulated anywhere except for, like, if that were to happen, I guess energy would be a good place to be. But yeah, I think it could be a little more trickier than that is the best way to think about it. Like I said, like my example is like GV's been impervious to all of this. Well, you can say impervious all you want. It's down $100 the last 2 days. Not chump change. I mean, that's 10%. Yeah, 9.
Yeah, I mean, the market looks like it wants to even get lower right now. So that is part of the problem. You know, today we had a good example, and we were looking at some stocks, and we want to know why breakouts fail so often at the open. You know, and today we had a great example here with Netflix one more time. So here's the chart of Netflix, and here it is right at the open. And look what we're talking about right here. This is 9:30, so you can see you get a little bit of volume spike there at the open. And we want to remember, no matter what you're trading at the open, you are going to get the market on open imbalances hitting as well. But here we go. Nice little high break right outside of the opening range. And there's the break of Netflix early. Everyone's super excited about it. But then all of a sudden, Neil, we get this flush right back in. Often traders looking for breakouts at the open just don't get that volatility that they're looking for. And today's example on Netflix, I think, is a good one.
Well, I think the reality is at the open, it's like you're excited, right? You sit down, it's 8:30 in the morning or wherever it is, 8 o'clock when you join us live every single day.
You're all geared to go.
You're geared up, and then all of a sudden you see something uptrending, right? And you get the uptrend, you're like, oh, look at this. Look at that key level. Look at that line in the sand that if we can bust through, it's going to be absolutely huge. And you see it, like you can see it going and going and going and trending and building up all of that energy. And then maybe you zoom out and you see that it's got this big target of $100 on a higher time frame chart out there. So you're getting pretty excited. And maybe even you're getting a little bit of FOMO as it goes up. And it's showing you the goods at what could be a fantastic break. And you've got to consider in that moment, you're not the only one getting excited. Everyone's building that, well, not everyone, but a lot of people are building that emotion, building that anticipation, looking at that same breakout, looking at that same level, crowding into that trade. And then you throw the curveball that, well, at the open, in the first 10 to 15 minutes, that institutional money likes to throw a lot of curveballs. They like to shake trades out. Big, gigantic sellers, and then be real about it, big sellers have no issue having small buys to make something look strong so they can dump into that retail money. And that's what makes it so dangerous to get wrapped up and caught in one of those false breakouts.
A lot of traders confuse early volatility with real market and stock conviction. That is not the correct way to play these things. We've seen so much recently where volatility actually starts to die down a little bit off the first few prints, and then you get that secondary move, right? And today with Netflix, I think, is a perfect example. Everyone getting super excited, and what you're looking for is actually an extension of volume. And look at the volume candle from the night before. That's the market on close volume, right? 6 million. This little volume spike right there is under 1 million shares. So it's not even a huge print right off the open for Netflix, but a lot of traders get so excited because, hey, there's news, there's some sort of a volatility spike either in the pre-market or right away off the open, and then what you get is trapped. You get trapped because you're pushing the long up here, you've bounced off a VWAP, you're hoping, but then boom, this little high wick candle tells you right there that you are one that has been trapped. If you don't get that high wick candle, you might get a pullback and then start to continuate forward. But the point of this little move right here is that is your indicator right there at the top that, hey, we may not get a continuation. It's almost like a doji star, but in one candle. So there's the high volume wick up to the top and then just straight back down. If you're looking to go long on a trade like this, you might want to wait now until you get that break, or as it falls down, you might then go back into another level, which I actually took long right there on the pre-market lows. So often you're waiting for continuation, and today in Netflix, just off that very first spike, you don't. You get a continuation pull all the way back down into the pre-market lows. So often a big blowout top like this will actually result in a forced sell because a lot of traders are now trapped. They may not want to sell Netflix, but it's only 931, 932, Neil. And what winds up happening is traders now get concerned about, hey, what's my P&L going to look like for the day? You know, have I made a huge mistake here right off the open and bought something at its highs and I just have to get out? So that creates an instant flush action right there because a lot of the traders that are caught on this emotional open now are stuck even at worse prices, and they don't want to get out because they feel like they've just been trapped.
And speaking of a trap, I think what's great about spotting these is if you can see it at the signs at it in the wild, you can take advantage of when others are trapped, because it's that quick fallback that Sean was talking about, that instant rejection through an obvious level, which regardless of what stock you might be looking at, if it displays those characteristics where there's a line in the sand, there's a breakout, there's an instant rejection. You're talking about instantly right off the open. Well, suddenly, we know that what the term bag holders is. Usually, we'll talk about things that are small cappers and people that run for a couple of days, and then people buy it at a big price, and whenever it gets back to that price, there's a bunch of sellers because there are people that are holding the bag. In a breakout trade, you can see where those people have the long, in theory, that have taken a break. And then you have an idea that if it tries to recover to those levels, if they cannot get past, that's a good sell point. So if you're not trapped in a break, you can be selling as a short seller, take advantage of the scalp trade to the lows. If this happens to also be VWAP, but it's at that entry point of where people are breaking out. Or conversely, as Sean was mentioning as well, if you look at Netflix, which we were just talking about, you have to wait for the buying, and then the sell action comes in where that open rejection was, like right at 930, where the selling happened. Your long is into that level because that's where the bag holders are. And I know it's only bag holding for a couple of minutes, but in the world of quick and fast action at the open, you've got to know where that money is trapped. And whether you're selling to get out of your long at the low or whether you're selling to take advantage of those people trapped to short it to the bottom, the key is you've spotted that fake breakout. You've spotted the points of liquidity where everyone was bunched in at the open, and then you have an idea what to wait for and where to strike.
I also want to talk one more thing about all these moves. And as you can see here on Netflix, this is the open in Netflix, but look what else is happening. You can't just look at individual stocks. This is the NASDAQ today. So Netflix, obviously a big tech company. And look at this big, huge spike volume, obviously right off the open there in the market. So the futures open up and look what they do. Whoosh, flush city down to the downside, right? And so if you're trying to take a break out there on a stock, make sure the market is with you. Because if it's not, you can get an easy retracement back down like this. So, and it's easy psychologically for a trader to get confused because there's the move up in Netflix. Look at this pre-market little run. So you're thinking, okay, here we go, the market's gonna run, and then it opens up and it flushes down. Meanwhile, your stock continues and gives you that fake out to the top end of that trade. So I think the lesson here is pretty simple. The first move in the stock is not always the true tale of what we can expect from that individual equity or futures contract or whatever you're looking at. So be smart, watch for that first initial trap play, and don't be trapped. And I hope you learn a little bit from what we just talked about right there. Why breakouts fail so often at the open. So I think it was a little bit of a trap today on Netflix. Well, I think we're lucky enough that we were able to buy the dip there in Netflix, but there it is. Thank you, Momentic, right there. Keep up the good work. We really appreciate that. And,
Appreciate you.
We're trying to do lessons and whatnot. Not trying to do, we are doing lessons for you guys and trying to say, sometimes we get a little excited right off the open and even sitting here trading, and it's like trading needs to be sort of I think it's fine with being emotional about it, but your trading and the ideas that are behind it should remain really solid. And I think that was what sort of sparked part of the sticky note, right? I mean, even though Netflix blows up to the upside, and I remember even when this was happening, Neil's like, oh, I bet you $1 we don't get down into there. Well, it happened 3 times it came back in because we don't expect it. Like psychologically, you're like, the market's moving, Netflix is going, there's no way it's pulling back. And I didn't even when I got the fill, I was like, you know what, yeah, Neil might be right here. Maybe that was, we might not get it unless there's a tragic ending here, but it turned out to be okay, right back up there to view up. So Netflix does wind up holding fort there. And
USO's really going on.
Yeah, we were just saying that USO going to the downside. I'm gonna have to listen to what the news is. We're gonna have a Dare back in just a couple seconds, but check this move right there on the TQs. This is what I even messaged Neil when I was at the gym. I was like, yo, get me out of some of these TQ trades because, and of course that was just a joke. I didn't know I was stopped out. I put a stop in there and I was looking at the charts when I was at the gym. I was like, it's close if I'm stopped out or not. I'm not sure. And literally made that penny right there. And it's fine. We had a good short there. We actually, TQs is now obviously pretty huge. But there it is right there. $40.33 stopped out right there. And look what the hit was. And again, we're short now at $40.17 and stopped out there at 31 cents. Right? So we take a 15-cent hit. It sucks because it doesn't matter. We had 1,000 shares there, so it's $150. But then we basically put that trade back on right there on that break of the low, and now look what we're in, right? Now we're in a 45-cent winner, so definitely worth it. Just hearing in my ear right now, I don't know if you heard it, but Trump is going to be having a speech in Miami or something, so we'll wait. We'll wait to hear from Adara whether or not that's happening now or not.
We did already know he was going to be speaking.
Okay.
But I don't know what's actually causing this latest play. But this is a bit of a weird one because like the way in which USO is going up, like I'm looking at BMNR, which
I'm going to start to bid out.
Looks like it's breaking trend. This is weird to me. Like, why are we popping here? There we go. And like USO's blasting. That's usually been driving us to the downside. Like I'm a little surprised that we're just sort of consolidating and actually popping off some of the lows all over the place. When I saw this, the first thing I did was trim some battle at flat. I'm like, ugh, what's going on here? But then if USO is doing this and battle can't go up, maybe this short is good because like look at that move and it barely went anywhere to the upside. So maybe it was a wrong decision to get some out. I should maybe add that back in, because if this turns around, battle should probably tank. But Adara, do we have anything going on?
Get a Truth Social post. President Trump saying, going to make a speech on economics. Our military operation in Iran is going great. We already knew about the speech in Miami. That's going to be at 5:30 p.m. On the economy, or as Trump put it here, again, on economics. I will go back to lunch. I'll see you guys in like 12 minutes.
Okay, so 5:30. Okay, all right. So that's not going to affect the market there. I think a lot of us may be hoping that he was going to say something about Iran, but it doesn't. I mean, I'm sure he will. Yeah, it's going real great. Everything in oh man. Look, I like the positivity, and I got to respect it to some extent, but I'm not sure. He had first come out and said, of course, and we're not talking about this in a political, this is not my opinion or anything, but as we watch oil and we watch the NASDAQ and everything, this engagement was supposed to just be a couple days, there where they were going to go into Iran, make it rain, so to speak. maybe I shouldn't have said that.
I don't know if anybody actually believed it.
No, I know, but I don't know. It sounded like he believed it. And right now, we're not really getting any kind of a resolution to all of this. I'm going to still hold short. And the reason why I'm saying that is we just hit the 50 period. That generally has been my out. Here we used, we can talk about that after. But for right now, I'm going to try to use areas a little north of this 50 period moving average, because we did break it there, we hit to the 200. Now the 50 is so disengaged from the 200 period that for me to hold it all the way back here is giving up way too much profit. And in fact, we would turn red not on the trade, but on this position if it wound up going back up here. And I'm not about that. So I'm going to stop this out. Let's just, we had such a fun stop out there. And I don't want to get out at 30s. We're only short at 42s. I was going to get stopped out if we break out right here. 39.15s. All right, I'm just going to use a 1 minute chart, man, because if I use a 5 minute chart, that is going to be basically where we're in, 39.60, 39.50 there. That might be a reload if we get that. So I am going to put a stop out right now and go 39. What was that level I said? 21s or so? I'm going to go 39, 21. I'm just going to offer rate. Unfortunately, this mouse, ever since we've hooked up to these computers in the back, which we don't really use anymore. Hopefully we will soon. That's 39.15s. Okay, I'm going to go to 39.21 then. I'll give it a little bit more room than we need to. So there we go, man. We're going to try this right now, 39.15 or so as a stop order on that. And then just the same thing in iBit. Just to let you guys know, we are out of the majority of this position, man. We put it on there underneath VWAP. So again, our stop was maybe 10 or so pennies. So there's the out. Here's the unload right down here at what at that point was a good support level, I thought. And then here's me unloading it again underneath near the low of the day. So I'm going to put another bid here, get some more out of iBit, and then we'll just go from there. But yeah, so far so good here. Holding on to some of these shorts into the close. It's only 2:21. We're a little away from power hour. So we'll see how that goes.
Plenty of time.
Yep. Okay, good. Yeah, there it is. Thanks.
I think it's, look, I still think it's a short to pop, but just maybe be patient with it. I can't get over the fact that, like, usually we're tanking if this is happening in USO, because I just took my last BMNR out break even, but I'm going to, if it continues higher, once we break that trend or show a top, if we're getting another, like, oil shock here, I don't see a reason not to try to jump into the short. But again, like, it is what it is. Like, you can't deny the fact that we're actually catching a bid. You don't wonder if this is just a case of everything is down so far going into the weekend that maybe it's just like relief rally short covering time, because all of the, if you're, like, I'm looking at Meta as an example, like, look at Meta in the last couple of days, 590 to 520. And now you're getting a bit of a bid. It's like, well, whatever. We're not even going to bother following oil or carrying that oil spiking. This is just a relief rally for everyone that maybe was like jumping the gun and jumping out at that 600 or getting into shorts whatsoever. Because there's a slight disconnect with what's going on with USO and what we're seeing in some of these risk names. So, I think that's what we're getting. We're getting a little bit of covering. And when that starts to abate a little bit, I think we're still going to be good to go to jump back in.
You know what I just realized? This Momentic is a former sponsor. Shout out to Momentic there. So thank you, Momentic, for that. Yeah, Brendan brought that to my attention. So we want to thank you for your continued support of the channel there as well. Okay, so here's what look what my scanner looks like here. These are all the opportunities that it's seen in the last 2 or 3 hours, either VWAP or a 200 period touch or something. Netflix. What? SMCI? Netflix, Apple, Micron. So let's just go have a quick look at Micron and see what Micron's doing right now. And then we can, I'm in this Netflix trade. I have, honestly, 5% left of that Netflix trade. I was just hoping for when moon, but still 40 cents in the money. We'll see what's that. Wow, Micron 358. Okay, right there. Interesting play there on Micron. I'm not. Oh, I know why. So here on a 5-minute chart, we're just bouncing off of the 200 period moving average here near these lows. So that was what that trigger was for right there on Micron. But at the end of the day here, down, actually up. What am I talking about? Thought Micron was going to be down today. We started off lower than where we are right now. We started off just in and around 354, made a move up to, wow, 370 right there. This stock, man, just has so many crazy moves every day. And then there's the push down in, looking like it wants to break that low. I've traded Micron many times before and actually enjoyed trading it. But the problem is, like, do we actually like this little break lower right there? 357.20. I think we could get behind it. I wish VWAP was a little bit closer there. Down, 362 right now is VWAP. I think that break would be something to consider there on Micron. I mean, you guys let me know what you're thinking about on Micron. Put it in the chat there. I mean, do you like the long or the short there? I think it's a little bit of a difficult trade to make. And since I've been yapping along, look at this. Look. What do you say? There's a rhyme I want to say about look what I see here. I can't remember what it is if I think about it. There's like a nursery rhyme. But anyways, look what I find right here. I don't know what I'm saying. 4,000 right there. That's 400,000 shares sitting right there on NASDAQ at 37.13. That is the low of the day right there for iBit. So we marked down here today short on our screen. And look, we're not every day going to get the prices that we want, but I am going to try to play in the direction that we want. There's iBit right there. We tried the long. It's down at 37. So if that comes into 37, we are going to flash out of all of our trade, but we are at the day's low right now for iBit. So we're going to try to respect that 37 that we wrote down. Netflix, we already have that long. Silver, 62 areas short. That was our one negative spot on our day's trading today. We can talk about silver in a minute. And then NVIDIA, 173 short. We didn't get that one there. That is for sure. But for right now, as I'm looking at iBit, maybe a cover. So we just take another cover there at 15s ahead of that big boy rate. Oh, you know what I was going to say, man? I was going to say, I spy with my little eye.
Oh,
that's what it was. Like some size, that's quite huge. Oh. So, my bad.
Well,
that's what I was going to say there. And then all of a sudden it just came up with it. I was like, out of the blue there. But that's a big amount of shares. And remember, a lot of this is quote stuffing. So that's probably not going to sit there. I don't really know why it's sitting there, to be honest with you. Like, that's a huge order. Every single time you see a marker on here, it's 100 shares. So that's 7,100 shares, so 7,000 shares. So that's 4,000 times 100, right? You got 400,000 shares sitting there right now on NASDAQ trying to support that day's low.
I feel like it matters if they move it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's following Bitcoin.
But
Bitcoin doesn't care.
No, I'm saying if all of a sudden someone starts moving one of those chunk orders, someone would just be sitting there like, that's the price, run through me, because there's tons of liquidity. But if they don't get filled and then they step it up, don't get filled and step it up, there's sort of a popular like scalp trade that traders used to do more. It's like the second you see it follow, I'm assuming up, it could go either way.
Right.
You just punch long, and then, okay, as long as he keeps stepping it up, I'm just going to scalp this until this this order stops following, and then you just jump out of the trade. Like, it's something traders would do all the time, and maybe that could be something I've actually noticed.
I mean, it's trying to bounce off.
Look, in the small cap pre-market world, every now and then you used to see this because it would be so thin. Maybe you'd be looking at something at 7:30 in the morning and it's some small cap gapper, and it's so thinly traded that you'd see these size orders in the book, and it is someone actually that's stuck because there's no liquidity on the stock, and you'd be able to see it in real time. It's just not as often on these bigger names. That's one of the reasons why some people like those pre-market small cappers. Okay, so USO is starting to curl a little bit here. See that move that was up?
I'm gonna refresh.
And I don't even have to draw this line for you, but you guys can see like it's starting to do a little bit of a curl. So if that comes back in, my expectation is that Battalion Oil, which is not participating in the move and broke trend, is just going to sit short. And if USO comes back, great, play it into the low of the day, which is down at about 570, and then I can stop it just above 6. I'm trying to risk like 8 cents on this, 9 maybe. You won't get any slippage. It's actually not that bad. And then we'll try and get this down into the low of the day. I'm not bidding yet because I want to see what USO does. Like if USO does a hammer candle down, I don't want to get caught for sure. But back on over, I didn't get BMNR at all. So that's not really coming into our levels. I thought our bounce would get us a little bit further, but it's nowhere near this 18.5 because this is starting to bounce off the lows. I'm going to let it try to engage up here at 18.5, 18.6. If it gets up there, then looking to re-engage the short trade there on BMNR. Let us know what else you guys are watching, because like the hot list, usually what I want to see on the trade rate is something that is a bit abnormal, or when you pull it up, it's at least doing something unexpected. RPGRY, I have no idea what that is. Usually there's small caps up there that you can ignore. Tesla, like I can pull it up and tell you it's not actually going crazy. It's just that it's Friday afternoon, so the tape is a little bit slow, and therefore it's like the only thing up there. SPY, USO. When this is the case, that means there's nothing special. Like I want to see like out of nowhere like Uber gets on the list. You know what I mean? If that happens, then you know you might have a little bit of something. But yeah, a little disappointing.
Uber's about below.
Oh yeah, Uber is a huge disappointment. I mean, just you know what? Like I haven't traded this as a day trade, but this would be the most disappointing stock for me the last 2 weeks because everything, the stars, in my opinion, the stars were kind of aligning here for a little something on Uber. And it just, like it was, you had good news, what I think, well, in my opinion, what was gonna be good news, and you were riding the 50 period, which looked to me like an obvious resistance spot, like if you break that, we're gonna be good, and you were bouncing some higher lows. I think I was drawing this trend line on Uber, not even letting me. I was drawing something like this and saying, yeah, this is gonna coincide, and then you break this out, that is gonna be a gorgeous looking swing trade on Uber. And then what happens, like everything else in the world, we go bearish and flush. And so sometimes you can be eyeballing, it's like this setup is just forming right in front of your face and you're all excited about it, and it goes the other way. So you can look bullish on that and do nothing, or what happened? It ended up being short. It's like, well, that same line broke down, Neil, as I'm speaking to myself, and then look at the last couple of days when it lost that support on Uber. Free money south side. Yuck, yuck, and more.
Yeah, there's been a lot of free
Well, I
money
mean,
on
there's
the south side right these days.
I haven't taken a long today, so like it's like what?
Like, look what iBit did off that level there. I mean, we got another piece out since we've talked about that. I just got out at 18. Like, I was like, you know. So now I have 5% left of iBit, 5% of Netflix. I might just get out of Netflix right now. I mean, we just broke through the 200 period moving average. There's really not much going on. I'll put an offer there at 45. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. Hopefully we do there. And, oh, well. All right, so we did get filled there on a dark pool for Netflix at 43. Because I punched out there at 44, so I got 44.50s there on Netflix. Here comes 45 anyways. If you're sitting there, there it is. You'd have just gone through and got that. So there's 45 on Netflix, another piece out. We'll hold this. You know what? I might just get out of it all so we're not sitting here worried about it. Or I'm going to offer 49s now. Hopefully we get that just ahead of 50. And then we can wait for VWAP, but I'm okay doing this. We're still short the market and short on iBit as well. Looking for, there it is. So we just get that there on Netflix. We got 49s there, so that's a good trade. Okay, that just leaves me with the TQs now. And then I wanted to look at, you know, someone there, what's up, Showtime, said the only bag that he's got right now is SoFi. You know, Robinhood. Oh yeah, there's a Homeland Security talk as well right now about trying to fund that bill. So hopefully, I mean, I think if they announce that they've come up with it, but whatever gets passed still has to get passed again in the Senate, right? So
yeah,
I don't.
They seem like they're very split right now from what I'm seeing. So I don't know if we're going to get this passed. The goal of Speaker Mike Johnson I most recently saw is they want to get to the at least funding through May 22nd, which means if that goes through, we're going to have this conversation again probably on May 21st. So either way, it seems unfortunately whatever solution there is temporary. But you guys know I love U.S. politics, so I'll be following that for you all.
Really? Yeah, U.S. House Speaker Johnson calls U.S. Senate DHS bill a joke. So U.S. Senate Speaker Johnson calls the DHS bill a joke. So maybe potentially the joke's on you. We're not getting any DHS funding anytime soon, and that sucks. Of course, for many people that rely on that kind of stuff. TSA workers, apparently.
You got to go to work.
Apparently, Elon said that he was going to fund all the TSA workers.
Here's my thing.
They told him not to because Trump said he's very grateful for the offer, but he doesn't want it because they're going to fix it right away, so they don't need to worry about Elon. That was the reason for rejecting it, which feels maybe a little bit short-sighted.
Hold on a second.
Fixing it right away.
It's not,
you don't want to take private money?
It's not legal.
Oh, it's not legal?
It's easy. Like, I'm not taking it away.
Could he just donate money to the government?
It's a cool gesture, but the mechanics of it weren't even legal in the first place. It didn't even warrant a response. It's cool that he said it, and I think but it's easy to say something like that when you know that you couldn't actually do it if you wanted to. But it was nice to have been said.
But President Trump has done, I think,
legal.
many things that are not constitutionally legal.
No, but Elon can't do it. The government couldn't accept the money. It's just not how it works. So whatever. Like obviously, it's weird, and it's a crappy situation, man. Like when I came, it was only in the beginning of it when I was coming back from Florida, and the lineups were it was insane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, our flight was delayed.
Okay.
A lot. So, and then it got delayed even further.
Okay.
So we were so early.
So it's like a real world
that we
situation.
didn't even, like, no, our actual plane, like there was an issue. Thank you, Air Canada. No, there was actually an issue with the plane.
Plane itself.
Mechanically, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
so our flight was like 2 hours late. So then we get to the airport, like I don't care that it's taking forever to get through. Like we're chill. Like we're not rushing for a flight. You understand that there's people there that are working and not getting paid. So you're not trying to be that person. But then there's others. Like if someone is working, you know they're working for free, maybe cut them a little bit of slack.
They're going to get. I mean, they're going to get paid. They're just
I know,
not,
but
they're not working for free.
But there were a few people that obviously weren't there, so they were understaffed, and everyone is not in the best situation, and some people are, some people just I guess I get a little bit impatient and maybe aren't that polite, and it is what it is. I'll leave it at that. Let's see. I was looking at Apple. Like, could Apple be above 250? No. I think that's a big litmus on a Friday for me. Like, it's that big optionable level. If it had held 250, that would look a little bit better. Like, maybe that would signal you could get a little relief rally in there. Not seeing it, Apple. So that kind of is what it is. I'm just looking for something that has a little bit of strength. Oh, we're talking about bags. SoFi's bag is full of takers. We made another leg down in SoFi today. The next week, I think we'll see that 13 area, which is going to be big on SoFi. That could easily come in.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm not finding anywhere where...
That's what I was saying about Robinhood. I mean, it's down to $66,
good.
that one as well. So, I mean, all these names are getting hit. I mean, even JP Morgan's of the world.
It's above VWAP.
The financials are not doing very good right now. AMD's only down 1.3%.
Yeah, only because the market. Yeah, that's true. I mean, only is probably a fair thing to say in this particular situation.
Yeah.
It's above VWAP. It's only down 1.3%. Let's double check. We always compare. Nvidia's down 2% here. What about Broadcom? Just sort of going.
Someone's saying CoreWeave is relatively strong.
Really?
I don't know.
I'd be surprised. Hey, CoreWeave's moving a bit here. There you go.
There you go.
What's
Only
that
down
mean?
8%, not bad. We did have some negative news today. If you're looking at different space there, we had some negative news from CrowdStrike there. But look at it battling back, at least only down 5%. That's nice. We got sort of that new Claude bot, a software, whatever, new version being released. So everyone's all scared about, what that means for PANW and sort of this whole cybersecurity space again. All of them down here today. I mean, if you just want to go to the bug ETF, that's not a bad one. Global security ETF right here, BUG, down 5%. The other one you could be is SIBR. This is another cyber first trust cybersecurity play as well, an ETF. And they're all down. They're all like down 3, 4, 5%. So checking back on that Micron idea. Let me just see, did that break lower yet? Yeah, so almost. I mean, you just
Flat bottom
bounced.
break?
I mean, it literally, yeah, I mean, it would be a flat bottom break, but right there, we just held off.
It's not
357 break. I might just take that.
I feel like 2 times is not really a flat bottom.
What is this?
Like a flat
Still-
bottom break is if it's really holding that level. Like
Yeah, that's not. And then it does go back into here.
oh yeah, then that counts.
So
That's like
there is
4
something,
times.
and then it's just a bunch of confusion down here.
Oh.
Confucius.
For those Confucius.
Yeah.
For those that are confused as to why Peloton might be up 12%, first of all, A, I don't blame you, it's Peloton. B, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong about this, Adara, Peloton is up because Eric Jackson disclosed a stake.
You are not wrong, so I will not correct you. He disclosed a purchase of $4. He likes it. He's in at $4, and he, I guess, enjoys the stock.
See what I did there? I knew it was Eric Jackson, but I didn't actually remember the price. And see how Adara threw in that it was $4? See? And now
Well
that
done. But
Well,
you
it's
relied
not.
on me knowing the price.
Well,
But I guess you knew I would know it.
I knew you'd remember, but
It was 4.
It doesn't work when I then say that was my plan.
It would have worked if you hadn't said that.
Oh, that's fine. But Eric, I don't, what does that even mean for the stock? Just because Eric Jackson bought it, that means it's suddenly supposed to be good? Is he this activist that's going to bring it higher? Does that mean he can bring someone in that's going to turn the company around? They failed to do that. Or maybe someone that could buy it? I don't know. Like, to me, you need something. Like, what's the plan of action here, Peloton? I think you need to look for strategic alternatives would be the ideal play, that someone thinks that this some of whatever pieces you got left are worth something. What I'd be concerned about here for the afternoon for everyone watching, have a look at a pretty significant level. Support the April low. So we're talking about the tariff tantrum low at 460 was just resistance, and that's the 50 period now, and you're right up at that level. So that's exactly where it's putting in a topping tail candle at the most significant place on the daily chart for those that happen to be chasing the move. So I'd be a little bit careful with that high on Peloton. That's just me.
I'm gonna try. I mean, I just put the order in. We'll see if it winds up breaking or not. I am gonna play that 357 break on Micron underneath the 200 period, underneath VWAP, underneath the 50 period. So we'll see. I mean, if it runs it and we have to wind up getting stopped out, maybe we'll just take the a dollar hit or something on that one. If it winds up breaking and faking, we talked about sort of those fake outs earlier on today, and that could be a problem. So it's actually 57.20. And if you really wanted it, it's like 57.15s or so. I'm gonna wait for 57 to break. So if that does happen, then hopefully we'll be able to get into that short. It's a couple minutes from now, though. It's not necessarily just gonna, run that low right now. And I don't know if I want it if it just all of a sudden whooshes like that. I'd rather it sort of take its time and then break there at the end. So that's something that I'm looking for right there as well. So we'll see if that can hit. Right now,
we are small capper that dropped an offering.
I was gonna say, because I was actually gonna go over
10
that
minutes ago.
ARTL, but that's not it.
No, it's not ARTL, but it's VisionSys AI, VSA here, announced a $3 million registered direct offering.
Yeah, they did.
Priced at $1. It just fell to $1 effectively. So I don't even see it. Oh, it did. It did show up on my Halt scanner. So it was halted for quite some time and just reopened up. So that's the reason why VSA, that's the problem with these small cappers. You would have been cruising in this. Like, no word of a lie. You would have been absolutely cruising with the long if you bought the dip. And if you don't trade with a stop in this situation, next thing you know, it's in a halt, and then you're getting out for a loss. You could have been in a gorgeous long trade, and if you didn't have a stop, maybe smartly at VWAP or on a trend break, you could be out here. But if you don't trade with stops and you're not out here, well, guess what? Then you just lost potentially like 30, 40%. We always talk about trading with stops. It's so very important in my opinion, but just my opinion. I don't know what to tell you. All right, BMNR looks like it's trying to finally. So from our last low, from the bottom here, it kind of trended back up to the original entry price when it stair-stepped, and now it's going to break that uptrend. So it got into that 18.5 mark. Let's double check. I don't want Bitcoin to be doing anything too crazy or ETH to be doing anything too crazy. They're not. So we'll continue to look for this bar to close underneath the trend line, then go short, give it to that local high, which is about 1850. So remember this when you're trading these small cappers. A lot of the times when you're cruising in one, your biggest fear is an intraday offering. Like, you know this. And if they drop one, you're not fast enough on the keys, because the second it hits the wire, it's already down.
That's why I don't understand. Like,
you have to have stop orders. You have to have stop orders.
I don't understand that.
Well, it's specifically in those. Like, I don't even, because I can't imagine a scenario where you're sitting there and you're long at $1 and it's at $2.50, and you don't want to protect that against an offering. And we get people that say, "Oh, I don't trade with stop orders." Okay.
Wear a hockey jersey to Chipotle, says Mopar there at 420. Get a buy one, get one. Okay, I wonder why that is. I don't know. I don't know why that would be. There's ARTL right now. This was another name that was halting and going back and forth. There it is. Maybe it's some sort of a special there. I don't know. 420 April. Okay, it's still a month away. Yeah, nice moves there on ARTL anyways today. Let's go over to Adara. Maybe some news. I'm seeing some stocks starting to move here.
Oil pushing a little bit lower here. We get some more comments from Iranian officials saying that the U.S. action of launching attacks in Iran, which we did hear that they did specifically with steel plants, is intolerable if they're going to do so, while also calling for negotiations. This official further saying that Tehran has yet to decide if it even wants to respond to the U.S. proposal because they're so upset about these attacks, saying that initially they were going to expect to deliver this response today or Saturday. Now they're not so sure. So basically Iran saying, well, now at this point we might not want to respond to the U.S. proposal. We don't like how they've been striking against us, even though, we want to have negotiations. Back to you.
Yeah, there was just a nice volume candle over here. Like, this is what happens whenever we get those headlines. You just get one of these shakeout in both direction candles all the way down to 123.14, all the way up to 124.15, and then back to where we were before, and then you've got to see where the next direction is. But the USO has been pulling back a little bit, so if it resumes its trend to the upside here, then I think that's just, that would strengthen the notion of the short. At least in theory, but we still have some time till power hour. Like 10 minutes or so. 15.
Just on that move up, like we talked about, trying to play, the sort of the moves higher, lower, and watch out for these like random spikes, because like that's the thing. We get one there, right? And what happens is the algos get a hold of the story and try to run it one way or the other. And like it's just, so I just put a bid as soon as I saw that spike up. I just put a bid at the top there. Thinking if it does come back in, we'll take another piece out there. So we are doing that. So Brent crude futures are now closed. Here we go, CLK. So this is what right now oil is looking like. You're up 5%. There's the move at 4:30. At 2:30, the closing candle and the volume there. So we actually close out the day at the highs. Looks like we got up to $100 a barrel there. Wow, another 5% day today. We talk about the pain at the pump for many of us, that go there every day. It's like $6.79 Canadian a gallon here, or like almost $5 US right now per gallon in Toronto. So it's very expensive north of the border, as well as I know. We've talked about some traders there in the chat. We're saying that in California, it's almost it was close to $8 as a maximum there. And some Mideast places as well, similar to us, trying to hold forward in and around that $4 to $5 a gallon. So oil upside there today for sure.
I want to shout out to Trumpy Wumpy on TikTok.
Nice.
Which is the name. SST is looking like, and they're mentioning System 1 is looking like it could be a bit of a breakout here. They reported yesterday, or maybe it was overnight. SST, it's a small capper, up 170%. I want to get the float information for you if I can. 3.2 million.
Here comes the market again.
3.2 million share float here, 8% of it short. It is a double top on SST. It hasn't broken yet, but it is trending into a double top, so good look at there.
Neil, they didn't report earnings. They reported earnings on March 11th.
Oh, that was last. Yeah.
After the bell.
Oh, good.
So this is not, I have no news on this.
What is the story? You know what, I've read the last headline I could see. I didn't even look at the date, assuming it would be the reason it's up 170. So, you know what, sometimes you don't need a catalyst if you're just squeezing. It could just be a little bit technical. It doesn't even have major resistance until 450. So there is something there, and its volume's really good, 60 million. You've actually got increasing volume in the afternoon. You definitely want to see that. So SST looking like it could be one of the ones, at least giving you some green, because it's small cappers. I know you're going to show us the.
I mean, there is some green.
I mean, there is green in there.
There is some in here. I mean, if you're going to go to energy there, XOM, we actually started the day off talking about XOM and the levels that they were at, up huge now. Net $5 again today on XOM, and up 3%, 4.95%. There go, or $4.95. $5 upside there on XOM today. Great opportunity to stay long oil. We just talked about oil right when we threw it back over there to Neil. The technology space, all quite red. My guy Micron might break. I mean, that's the one name over here on electronic technologies that I'm actually looking to see if it can turn red. So I'm still waiting for that 357 break on Micron. It's $1 away, so we'll go short Micron if that happens right there. And maybe we don't want to go short one of the strongest names, but let's see. We've seen. We've already sort of paced that out. We'll see if that works out for us. WDC also in SanDisk. So right now, the green names seem to be obviously in the memory space. And if my memory is correct, Google also just released, some memory products as well. They're down 2%, so that's a little strange. IBM down 2.5%. What's Palantir's price? Below 150. We broke that yesterday. Down $4 there today to 143. We still look for Palantir to hold out for 130 again. Oracle downside. There's the, Palo Alto, CrowdStrike, all those names down. Meta can't seem to get out of its own way, man. That's down $23 today, Meta. Yesterday it was down 8%. Today it's down 4%. That's 12% in 2 days, man. Not great there. And then,
that's got to be the worst since I can't even.
Meta?
Yeah. It's
I
the
don't
worst
know.
since at
I
least-
mean, 12%.
It was 2 years ago when it did that epic drop from 300 to 100 over the course
Right.
of like a few months. So they get somewhere in there, it probably did this, but I'm thinking it's got to be at least years.
Everybody
could always just.
Yeah, everybody always asks somebody.
By the way,
chat.
the VIX is approaching 31.
Yeah, I was going to say the market's trying to go lower right now. But look at this, Procter & Gamble. These are things that like maybe outside of technology, you know, no matter what is happening in the Middle East, you know, Procter & Gamble, Coke, people still drinking, you know, eating, drinking, Coke, Pepsi right there. Unfortunately, people still smoking as well. So we get a little bit of a look there on Philip Morris and how that's been going. So that's MO right there. And Altria, there's PM and Altria. Nike down, so whatever, people aren't buying shoes, I guess. They haven't been for a minute. Either. So there's that happening. And then this is a spot where I think you can get into it a little bit more. John Deere and Caterpillar. Trump was saying something about Caterpillar, wasn't he? About the tractors.
The comment was he was asking specifically Caterpillar and John Deere to bring the prices of tractors.
Okay, so.
It's like
Not
what
much
I
going
do.
on there.
Like McNulty would always say when he walks in the room, although he'd use a little euphemism.
Maybe an F word or something.
Oh, McNulty always drops them. When you watch eventually.
Here's I want to say thank you to everybody watching on TikTok right now. I'm going to say hi, everybody, right now on TikTok. If you're part of the group, you're part of the group. So we say hi, everybody, right there. I want to thank everybody for watching us on TikTok. So no matter where you're looking at right now, thank you for doing that because, you know, we're putting on, you know, we're trying to put on a good show every single day and talk about different ideas and different trades. And, you know, right here on silver, this was an idea we had early. And, you know, when I'm wrong, I want it to look like this. You know, we're short. I mean, that's actually funny because that's two breakouts today, or not two breakouts, that's two stop outs today that basically I had the top on. The Qs hurts more because we never came back. This one is fine. It did hurt at the moment. And then I remember getting asked, are we reshorting that? I was like, nah, because I didn't think it was going to do this in the first place. So the fact that it did that, if anything, I want to say congratulations. There was someone with a super chat that got long on this dip down. So I think it was right off that rejection. They waited. They picked a spot, past support. Love those trades. Congratulations. There's silver up 5% today. Gold also, right? I mean, look, this is what we're doing. You know, not only are we, you know, covering our trades, we're taking questions from you guys in the chat. We're covering different spaces here, gold, silver. We've talked about some tech names. And now we'll look actually forward and see what's going on with crypto, 65.8 right now. iBit to the downside. I still have that iBit trade on, but, oh, actually, we got filled.
SST just broke too.
Actually, what the hell? We got filled there at 22. We're very, very light in iBit now. So, yeah, that looks like it's going to break a little bit higher. Maybe this market wants to do something at the end of the day. Still underneath the 50-period moving average. I've been pairing off of this TQ trade, but still waiting for a low kick as well. The NASDAQ, man, that's back-to-back days. Yesterday, I don't know if you remember, it was down 2.3 plus percentage points there as well. I'm going to do a poll, and all I'm going to do is just ask everybody, and we'll do this quickly, and then we'll get another one throughout the close. I was going to say before 3 o'clock hits, I was going to do red or green on Monday, but maybe we'll do that near the end of the day. We'll get a good idea of where we're actually going to close later on here. Here, how about this? I'm just going to ask this. Oops. Which crypto? Yeah, which crypto for you? Whatever, I'm just going to say which crypto. I don't care. Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? Or
I'm more curious what other
Ethereum.
you're going to add. Or
I might not add nothing. Or how about this?
You're going to get some.
Not. All right, so that's it, man. Which crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or not? Right, very, very, you know, sort of mysterious question there. Start voting. Which one, man? Are you not a Bitcoin or Ethereum kind of guy? And maybe you're saying like, hey, man, all this hype probably isn't real. I don't want to go with it. Or are you thinking one of these? So there it is, man. No matter whether or not you are on Twitch, Bitcoin. We just got into Micron right there. So go ahead, vote right now. Micron just fills. We just see, this is what I mean. We just get in. We're not even on the stock, and it fits because of the punch. So there it is. We are now short, just a little underneath. It's half a unit, so it's not huge. The market is also making that move down. So there we go. I'm actually bidding 80s. I'm going to take a bid right now on the market, just in case the market rallies back up here, because we do have Micron, and there it is. Yeah, buddy. Spin that money one more time for it. We'll see if we can get going now to the downside. And here we go, man, Micron. So we're going to put the stop in. I think this is worth $1, right? There's 58 and change. So let's just go that. I mean, look, if this breaks higher, which it looks like it might do, we'll get out, Rand. And if that happens, it happens. I think, you know, like I said, Micron's been tough for me. I haven't necessarily... Did I just get stopped out of it? Oh my God, what price did I even put in there? Oh my God, I got to get back in right now at Micron. We just got stopped out of Micron. I'm going to punch back in right now. All right, well, we obviously have a little bit of a better price, but I must have put the wrong price. I thought I put 250. Oh,
Yeah,
it's 358. Smart guy. 258 right there.
But you got it, yeah.
No, yeah, I'm glad. I almost did it again. So yeah, you should have said something. There it is. Okay, so we're back in. Oh, of course, now it makes the move down. All right, whatever. Same trade as we were in before. We just have a different price. So yeah, all right. We actually take that fill, and now let's wait to see if we get going.
We're about to go to Adara
yeah.
very quickly. Thank you, Sam, for the gift over on TikTok. We see you. We appreciate you. So we can throw it up there. I want to thank you. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I want to thank you for the
Thanks,
gift.
man.
Appreciate you. Doesn't matter what it is. We'll shout out everybody. And then we will...
3 US cents. I love how it says that. Is that what it says on TikTok?
Yes, it's exactly what it says. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
All we care about is the love. Market's heading lower. Adara, why?
By love.
Oh, this isn't market related, this news. Just keep an eye here on INFQ. On their LinkedIn post, they announced they've been awarded a SHIELD contract. So that's going to be for that Homeland Security Defense Project. Again, contract here for INFQ Inflection. This is a quantum play. If I see more news here, I'll let you know.
Yeah, and I should have thrown this up because what I can do is the last time Sam asked a question, it was, can you check on silver, please?
Okay.
And absolutely we can. By the way, I'm bidding low of the day. I think we're range bound this afternoon, so I'm going to bid low of the day on BMNR, which is the only thing I'm in. SLV is strong. Simply that. And it's going from trend to trend. Like it goes up, it trends up, it breaks trend and goes down, and then we went into this. You can make an argument. If we break this and continue lower, I almost think like the support is pretty good here because you've got VWAP in 63, and that's also yesterday's high. So you like it when resistance turns into support. That already happened once. Maybe it can happen twice over there. Oh, yeah, there was that SS. Shoot, now I already forget. It was SST? It was SST. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank goodness. That's an easy one. It only got to surprise everybody, 420 on that breakout. So it broke out that top, went about almost 10%. And then came out to that 420 mark. It seems like small cappers absolutely love to 420 just always seems like a level on these things. It's just so weird. I don't know why, but it just ends up manifesting
That was that
itself.
Chipotle. We got even a Chipotle thing
Well,
there,
can someone explain that to me? What was the deal with this? What was the deal with why on 420 you wear a hockey jersey and you get a BOGO at Chipotle? What does that have? What does that?
Well, I guess, yeah, because 420, people want some snacks. I don't know.
Is the playoffs start on the 20th?
What, hockey?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
There's
There's only 9 games left or something,
I was
so.
gonna say, like, maybe that's the day the playoffs start. That would actually make sense.
And Chipotle cares about that for some reason? I don't know, maybe.
No idea. USA just won the gold. I mean.
Yeah, it could be. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something related to that for sure.
Well, I know the other reason for 420, everybody. You don't have to say that. But what does that have to do with Chipotle and hockey?
Yeah, that's more the question there. The devil's lettuce. Yeah, maybe put some devil's lettuce in your Chipotle. I don't think you should do that. Okay, so.
Shouldn't you though?
Micron. So it did go down to 56.50 right there. So I'm just gonna sit there. I'll take out maybe like 20% or so if we get into that one more time. Right now, I don't. I mean, the market broke lower, and so did Micron, and then I put that stupid keystroke error in. But that's okay, we got back in. So right there, we'll see if it does hit down 356.50s or so. Would like to get that fill. If we can get it, we'll do that. And you guys saw me make the keystroke error there, so that's just my bad. So we actually did want a 57 break, and we were in a 57 break. So I'm just gonna treat it like I'm in there right now, because whatever I lost on this, which looks like 30 cents or so, I'm not really considering that because my trade was that. So hopefully, that's why I'm not like, oh, well, we're in a 50-cent winner right now because we've already taken that hit. So now let's let it go to the downside like we would have anyways, right? We would not be stopped out. Our stop was always 358. So right now it's in there, 358.21s. So we are looking for about $1 on this move, right? But because it just stopped at 50s, I'm actually going to put a bid there at 50, and maybe we get hit if it does make that move down. And in sort of the panic play, not a power play, as Chipotle did that there, we did make sure that we got out of some of this on the TQs right there when we made that new low. So we did sit there and put a bid out. So that one looks like that's going to print out pretty good for me right now on that move. So hopefully the TQs does have a little bit of a move lower, but we did get a piece out there on that most recent dip in. So that's what I'm dealing with. And then iBit pulls back in. We get that fill. I'm actually going to wait right here at 25. If iBit comes into 25, we'll get that fill. We're entering power hour right now. So I'll put one more bid at 25. Actually go to 26. So we're moments away from getting that. And then if we fall back into the close, fine. We'll just keep our like 15% on or whatever into the close and see if that winds up working.
I gotta throw this up because I want to ask a question too. And I actually, because I was looking at a comment by MF Dangerous, who had said zero trades today, but then gonna put something on in power hour. And then Logic is asking why after hours trade only? Because that's an interesting look, and I get it. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong. Cash is a position. Maybe you don't see anything, you don't trade all day. I'd be more curious as to why, if you sat in your hand all day, you like an aftermarket trade going into the weekend. And that's just my curiosity speaking, MF Dangerous. It's up to you. You don't have to.
Oh, he'll answer.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I know that's the thing. We have some regulars out there. I know you'll answer. But I'm just curious why you like to sit on hands, but for some reason it's the aftermarket that you're jazzed about here today. Tonight, I should say, being a Friday, obviously. I don't know, So here's what's happening with USO. It's coming back down a little bit. So you see me bidding, like I'm bidding out of BMNR because the NASDAQ is consolidating at the bottom. Since making that top 30 minutes ago, we're in a downward trend in oil, which could signal a bit of a relief rally. So again, I just want to sort of take the profit here if we can. Maybe look to see what the next can be. That SST keeps trying to break 420 and it just keeps failing, guys. So I don't know if that one's going to have the...
All right,
I don't know if it has the secondary juice. It's already starting to come back again.
We actually, I mean, I just, I took more Micron there short, so. Here we go. Yeah, good trade there for Micron, it looks like so far here. We'll see how far it can go down, but there's the short. I mean, you know, that's the 25 period moving average. I mean, we don't just have that there because it looks pretty, because it doesn't. So there's a move down. Yes, yeah, let's go. Good play there for Micron to the downside. We're now at the highest spot we've been at all day, man. So we've got Micron now 75 cents in the money, 85 cents now in the money off that most recent reload right there. So that's a 75 fill downside, or maybe it's not 75, it's 65 right there. But we are going to try to empty out the clip just a little bit. There we go. We bid some 93s. We take that fill, and now we're out of half of our Micron, and we'll throw it back to Neil, and hopefully Micron will be through 356.50 when we get back.
Absolutely, and all this volatility creates movement, and for a sophisticated trader, that movement creates opportunity. BetaPro by Globex offers Canada's first and longest running suite of leveraged and inverse ETFs built for sophisticated investors who understand the risks of that leverage and the importance of precision. Its triple leverage bull and 3 expiry ETFs tied to the NASDAQ 100 index are designed for daily tactical trades, providing amplified daily exposure and giving traders tools to engage with both upward momentum and market pullbacks. These strategies are currency hedged, seeking to offset US dollar exposure back to the Canadian loonie. For those navigating short-term market moves up or down, BetaPro offers the flexibility to act with conviction, whatever that looks like for your individual strategy, objectives, and risk profile. Trade tactically. Learn more at betapro.ca. Scan the QR code see in front of you. I want to thank them for sponsoring Power Hour, which we are now in. You might have heard that interesting sound and that little flashy thing about 3 minutes ago, because that's what it's all about. So appreciate everybody. SST, yeah, still trying to go that SST. You know what? We're not bouncing exactly at the lows. You're consolidating near the low, not at the low. So that's what I'm going to take on BMNR. I just still see us heading down a little bit in oil. We're not getting the acceleration, so wait for the next available pop.
Oh, boom.
It's just short the pop situation. Really, that's all we did was short the pop, get the low, we'll short the next pop, and look for the low the second time through. And then we'll see if that SST actually wants to give you the breakout. Because USO, weirdly enough, is headed the other way. You'd think we'd be going up, but it's not. We're still in a bit of a pullback. I'd like to see I'd like to see this start going higher again.
Okay. We just got 356.30s right there on Micron. So good little fill. Okay, here comes again. So nice fill there on the downside for Micron. One more time, and boom goes the dynamite, man. This is going to be, I mean, a trade that we put on for you, you know, never be sitting here without trade ideas anyways. And so there was that Micron. We actually covered this a little bit, you know, pre-trade. So hopefully you guys set this up in your account, and there it goes to the downside, Micron. When we win, we win. There's your face slapper right there of the day for me. Well, we have multiple trades right there. There goes the TQs, man. We are now 60 cents in the money on that one. And there goes Micron right now. We just got 350. I mean, what did I get there? I just got 356.10 right now. So I still have a third, so we're in a third of this. Let's go. Good trade there, man. We reloaded it. It's a big one there. Can we get a Grayskull shout out? Sure, we can. And there it is right there. Yeah, and this is what we're doing, man. We're powering up trading this afternoon. This thing's not that long. And then there it goes into the downside right there as we continue to go. But there goes Micron, man. Congratulations to anybody that has that. And then also, boom, on the TQQs. So, hey, like I'm still in 3 positions right now. And they're all relatively, like, this one's pretty new, man. I mean, we should have, I guess, got short on that little bump right there as well. But this one hurts the most, man. That one, we just got stopped out. That's too bad. I thought I was coming back from the gym with a monster winner, but we put it on again right there and have it. So we should have had 3 times the charm there. And then the Micron trade, man, yeah, I'm really proud of this one. I mean, we actually broke this down and talked about it. And so there you go. You gotta try this. So I'm probably gonna take one more piece right here, and then, okay, well, whatever. I just punched out at 70, another piece. So right now, all right, I have about 25%, a little less, probably about 15% or so left on this position. No, it's more like, yeah, 20, 25% left on this Micron position. So we'll see that. But I do like that animation there. That was pretty hype.
It is a little bit long.
That's for sure.
We did have a shorter one. Maybe Sharif has that one.
Okay, no, I like it.
No, it is a little bit long-winded. I don't think the new movie is very good. It's pretty nasty. But we are, look, by the way, SST did go, but I just want to pick spots. I was asking Big Scalp, let me know, because he was like casino trading. Because I think at the end of the day, what separates
you don't want to do that.
No, you don't want to do that. Like that would be like closing your eyes and then hitting a key, which is like pulling the lever.
Why can't I?
But I think ultimately you got to consider it like poker. You're taking something because you think it's a positive expectancy, and you've seen that pattern work for you in the past. So therefore, you engage when you see it work. Right? Like that's the way I look at it. Like every trade, I should be able to describe what I'm looking to happen, and then when it does, topping tail candle, reversal under the trend line, take the short, stop there, play to the low. Like it's just. You should always have an idea. And then if you're not doing that, then maybe you are casino trading. But it's also casino trading if you trade blind, which nobody here that follows TraderTV ever has to do because we have a dare.
Interesting little headline here for TSLA, though not directly related to TSLA. Tesla's at day's lows. New York Times reporting that Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and a host of other companies, apparently joined U.S. President Donald Trump and Narendra Modi, leader of India, on a call Tuesday about the Iran war. So it looks like the bromance is back on. Interesting look as well, given the SpaceX IPO here that we have upcoming. But either way here, Tesla, near day's lows, not related to this, but just be aware. I'm seeing this headline circulate quite a lot. New York Times reporting that Elon Musk joined a call with President Trump and the leader of India on Iran. Back to you.
I saw that there was an analyst that sometime during lunch, I was trying to find the X post. Ever since I lost my, it doesn't matter. The X Pro is gone, but you had a column up that was always like following Elon. But there was actually an analyst that said they still expect a merger between SpaceX and Tesla by 2027, which we thought that was gone. That would be interesting. Imagine.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even need approval for that or anything.
Imagine the scenario, bring SpaceX to market this year, that's the top, comes back down, merge them after everybody's been.
Yeah, man, I can see it, and I think it will happen.
So the secret thing would be, if you think that's the case, you don't have to buy the IPO, just buy the dip on Tesla.
Yeah.
Because you'll get SpaceX next year.
Yeah, I mean, when they merge, I mean, I think you might want to hold both stocks. Yes, Adara?
Well, I'll probably still buy the dip on SpaceX.
Is that
I expect it to be
Oh, that was just an idea, I think. Okay, that was a good idea. Hello? What?
Don't do
Randy's
the
here?
Randy thing.
No. Okay, good.
Don't do the
Randy
Randy
wasn't even here today, so.
What's FXN?
Can't trick me,
Which one
my
is
guy.
that,
Over there. Unless you put that fake Randy there again, and I look back and I see Randy there.
First Trust Energy Alpha Dex Fund is a 10 million sell imbalance at 308. Okay. That's at least remotely interesting. You only care, this early, you'd only care if it was pretty big, and that is not nothing. This has done 1.5 million shares today, so that's 7x the daily volume currently on this. It barely even trades. 1.5 million shares, that's all it's done. I'm gonna keep watching this one. If it stays that large, it's something at 330. That's why we pull up. That's why we show it to you guys for free, everybody. CVE's got an early look sell, 3 million shares. That could be something. SoxL, 1.5 million to the buy side. I guess that doesn't surprise anybody given the volatility that you've seen in some of the chip space. But keep an eye there. We'll know at 330 a little bit more if it's legitimate, and then they come public at 350. That's the big spot that we will also care about. So yeah, FXN.
We don't know when SpaceX. People asking when SpaceX will IPO. We don't know. I think
there's speculation of June.
Yeah, I think it's going to be June. His birthday is also in June. We sort of talked about that as well. What the hell is even that? Is right. Okay. Who is the man we are, or whatever that thing was right there? Who is
do you
the man
think
I
you
am?
are,
I am.
Pete Weber.
Yeah, Pete Weber, that's it. Who does Micron think they are holding this 356 right now? This is now $1.50 in the money, and there we go, we break it right there. So this stock can get into the gates of hell, and your boys got it right there, man. And we're pretty proud to have it, if you can't tell. You know, we did make a good trade there on this name. So, you know, just gonna sit down, see if we can get a little bit more, you know, into this trade, or out of this trade. I'm not gonna be buying any more. I just did buy that, or covered at, we were just sitting there. This is, if you don't sit, I'm sitting at 75. Because I'm like, if it breaks it, like when we broke 57, you know, something happened. We wicked down to 50s there on that kind of a break. So there's the break again, and I'm not even sitting at the best spot right there. That's $1.80. $1.80 right there. So it sucks that we have that looks like, but you know, I messed that up. But anyways, right back in there. So there goes Micron. And let's just talk about this breakout. I mean, we could almost do an educational piece right here. This is that flat bottom break that I'm looking for. And like we talked about this before it happened. I was like, I'm setting this up, man. And again, what does it go with? First of all, our TQQ trade is just an absolute hit yourself in the face with this glizzy. I'll probably have one tonight at the Raptors game. I hope you have one at the Jays game. But here we go, man. You know, there it is. Like, it's breaking right there. You got to have balls. You got to put some, you know, a little bit of risk onto this market at some point. I know it's risky to play breakouts near the end of the day, but everything lined up. Like Micron was green on the day. We talked about that. Thought that, you know, chance that people would sell winners. We know the market's downside, so we hit that trade, and you know, like we say, man, fortune favors the bold, and that was a little bit of a risky play on a Micron there, but you know, we got it, and it's just kind of 1-to-1 anyways. I mean, we were going to stop out at 358. If it broke, you sort of saw me put that one in there, and our break was the 357 break lower, so it's about $1 and change, but there it goes, bouncing just a little bit more back up to the upside. I'll just punch out. Well, tried to punch out O's. I got 93, so I was a little bit of a benefit there. All right, man, just so you guys are now aware, 15% now left on Micron. We'll wait to see if we get 355 flat, but it's going to be a good trade there. Just fires up the board for me. I have a couple trades today. TQs, obviously we talked about that. Silver, and then I'll throw back to Neil. In and out of silver real quick. Netflix was great. We bought that dip there. Good outs on Netflix, including that last one that you guys all saw me take that out right there. That was an odd order to have kept there, so we put that there out. Micron, you guys saw that. iBit, let's go on iBit, man. VWAP hasn't seen it since. That's a big one, and that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names today, and we're red on one of them. So we'll go 4-1 in silver.
Seriously? That is the first time we've ever had the exact same number of symbols traded.
Yeah, normally you're at double mine or something.
But I'm 4 for 5. I've traded 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, nice.
That's not usually the case. My style is usually more of like 7. I'll usually be in 7 or 8, I think. Mostly 1 at a time. Like, I'm not usually in 5 or 6 at the same time.
Yeah.
But I'll trade 5 or 6 when something set up. So I'm hitting that one, then you go over to something else, and that's what it's all about. I mean, whatever gets you to get positive doesn't really matter. So you make money doing a strategy, you do that strategy. And then, you know, hopefully that leads to getting a positive day and a positive week and a positive month and a positive year. And then you sort of build from there. I wanted to shout out the VIX here because, well, it's probably not a good thing. So I guess we don't want to shout it out. We acknowledge the fact that we're actually holding above 30 pretty decently here. I'm only using a 15-minute because you can see the last time we're up and above 30, it was a kill spot. And it's not, I'm not saying this is going to be any different, but we are at essentially that line in the sand where over the weekend, if something goes the wrong way, VIX 40 and things get out of hand, or I'd expect this to be, if nothing happens, I'd expect this to be like back at like 25. I think we're going to move one way or another. What did just happen to USO? I'll just show you guys. USO just had a bit of a volume pullback in here. So maybe that'll give us a bounce. Still looking for that next opportunity to just fade and then short a pop. Or maybe we get that imbalance trade. Dare, did something just happen?
It's minor, but it could explain why we have a move in the USO more so than the market here. That's because I'm seeing reports from the New York Times suggesting that France and Britain both planning to escort vessels through the Strait of Hormuz. So that's all I'm seeing as of right now.
Okay. Well, it wasn't a huge spike. It was only about 80 pennies on USO, which is like less than 1% of a move. But it's still a chunk, and it was a decent volume as well. Let me see that imbalance. It's still there. It's actually larger on this FXN. FXN is now 13 million shares.
What even the heck is that?
That's crazy. I don't even know that ETF.
What the hell is
But that's massive.
What the hell is even that?
No, but now it's like 9 times the daily volume on that imbalance, and it's growing larger. Like the auction price, so this last column, we never really reference it because whatever. It's basically if it were to print right now, that's where they'd have to print it. So they just kind of look at the book. It's irrelevant until you get to the point where the print's coming. And by that point, it doesn't even matter because it's going to happen. Whoops, FXN. I don't know if I want to get into it. It's way too early. Yeah, it's way too early. It's only 3:15. If it was 3:30, I'd be considering like shorting this top or something. But it's way too early, but it's worth tracking. It's just way too big of an imbalance not to. It's just it's like an energy ETF here. For sure. I see you have tip up. So
yeah, let's go figure out who's making all. Let's just go figure out who's making all the money. I mean, you can clearly see the trades that we're putting on, but let's go find out what everybody else is doing. This is at Real Trading, so we do have the trader information portal. By the way, Micron is now. Give us $2 on that one right here. Okay, so yesterday pretty weak, man. The top 10 traders yesterday, although good days, right? I mean, like I said, these are years. For many prop traders. I mean, it's tough business. 10,000 right now there for Amex. So something there yesterday, gold, silver, USO, something like that. These are the markets that these guys are trading in, so it's not necessarily just it could be multiple stocks. Unfortunately, this report does not state these stocks themselves, so we have to be careful with that. Amex, there's the TSX there as well. 5,700 is the only non-US market there. Normally, we get other markets coming through there, but this is the top. Yesterday, honestly, not a huge day if these are the numbers. I mean, we've seen days where it's been 100,000, days where it's been 50,000, and this is unfortunately just the top. And I do think that it's not the whole picture, and we've talked about that, right? Generally speaking, you'd want to see the whole story, and that would be the negative side of it. But if you're just looking at individual markets, there we go. We had a top trader in Australia yesterday with 1,500. Someone in Paris with $1,100 there. Moving on, 1,200 CME, TSX, Hong Kong, Blue Ocean, 1,900, London Stock Exchange, 26, New York, NASDAQ, and anyways, there it goes. And the top trader on the Amex, you already saw that. So this is top traders by market. So pretty slow day yesterday. I was kind of surprised considering, I guess a lot of people got smoked because the NASDAQ actually had quite a good day yesterday. So kind of surprised to the downside, but I'm just surprised that no one made more money than that. But yeah, man, we made more money right there because there's the out on iBit. Back in the market is rallying, so good couple outs there. We said that we didn't have too much left of this trade. I'll put another piece out right now, just get out at O's right there at 57, and just cleaning up our Micron trade and waiting for this end of the day to happen and see where we go from here. But yeah, so far so good. The market is battling back heading into the close. We'll see what winds up happening at the close. And one more time to vote right now, whether or not you have or not, give us a call right here on your screen. Bitcoin, which crypto, if you were forced to have a crypto position on, would it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, or nah, I ain't forced to do anything? I'm a no on that one. So 54%, 28% on Bitcoin, 20% right now on Ethereum. I think the answers are somewhere over here, and probably not. I mean, we already had a lot of you guys before tell us that you're not holding crypto, and that's even was the case when it was at 125, and it's probably the case now too. 50% of our audience, I don't even think holds crypto to begin with. So, but you know,
which actually aligns with that, because if 50% don't hold, then I would expect that's what that answer would be. So it would be more interesting if that had changed.
It's just like, do you want any crypto at these levels? You know, I don't think Bitcoin, Ethereum, not.
Our audience said 50%, and down here, what are we down?
Well, the audience is smarter than us. We definitely talk.
That hasn't changed at all. No. Like the fact that when it's bearish, no one's actually changed their opinion.
Yeah, because I think you either believe in it or you don't, and I think right now, obviously, the don't has that.
Which is absolutely fine.
Yeah, of course.
You know, you have to have, like, there's always a sector or something that, you know, you just like you don't invest in. Like personally, I have never and never will invest in the airline industry. I just don't see that. I don't see it as a good business. So I'll never want to be involved. You can trade them. Like when they made the COVID lows, you can get in and out in like a month or two, but I've never owned one in my long-term account, and I've never had one in my RSP. TFSA for a couple of weeks?
Come on.
No problem. And we might get one last chance to pop up. You know, so as you mentioned, you know, Bitcoin going higher, so BMNR also going higher. I still got the trend line. I want to let it play back in. We have time that it can just get into one more. Oh, that's a good question, Stockhead. Stockhead, how do you suggest people will travel in the future? A company being a going concern is not the same thing as it being a good investment in the long run. And that's sort of the problem with a lot of businesses. Like lots of companies still exist and have revenues, and stock does absolutely nothing. Pfizer's a huge business. Go look at their chart. Look at General Mills' chart right now. Right? Like they pay a gigantic dividend, but that thing is just getting smoked. Well, you still eat all their foods. They still pay their employees. All these things still happen, and they'll probably still be here in 10 years. But just because a company is going to be around in 10 years or an industry is still going to be generating revenue in 10 years doesn't mean there's going to be the growth and a good business model that actually gives you stock appreciation on a consistent basis. Airlines, you're always navigating the ups and downs. It makes it more of a trading vehicle. This is just my opinion than anything else. So I just don't get it, so I stay away from it. And, you know, and if you do get it, then fine. Oh, speaking of travel, we go all day. There was one name for earnings, and we didn't talk about them. CCL. CCL lowered their guidance this morning. I want to say it was a slight miss, but they definitely lowered their full-year guidance, that much for sure, down 6%. I guess we were surprised that a somewhat travel name would be under pressure and lower their guidance, given what's happening to fuel costs. But what didn't happen is we didn't actually break down that low. So the flat bottom break, this is a flat bottom break, that didn't happen. So thank you, CCL, for when next week you gap through this level, thus not allowing you to have the break at 2350, which is clean on the daily chart. So I don't know if we'll get the trade off that level. Would have been a nice punch, but instead, play it the other way. It actually bounces off of those lows.
Yeah, 322 now. I'm bidding 356.25. Again, just to see if it does come back in. We'll take some 356s out again. And here's what the imbalances look like. We talked about that FXN already. You know, this is a energy ETF. So someone wants some energy there. Other than that, man, TD, these are all just New York or Amex names. I don't know why. Oh, NVIDIA left over from the morning 9:30. So I don't know if that must be an error, because they definitely, I can look at the opening print, probably is all of this wrapped up in one. So I don't know why that's there still. Probably just frozen in time on our imbalance locator there. BMNR, we talked about. I mean, I was just joking. I wasn't joking the other day when I said that I'd rather hold GameStop than Ethereum. And hopefully you guys were made that decision as well. You'd save yourself about 10%. Right there, Uber with a buy. Again, another name that I own, and struggling for sure, Uber right now. Got hit the last couple of days. Not great. They did have that story, some sort of a tax situation with drivers again. And but other than that, man, it's just getting hit to the downside as we talk more about travel businesses and travel names. Uber downside. You know, a name that I haven't even said this name since we talked about earnings. Airbnb. Like I don't even remember the last time I even mentioned Airbnb. And let's just see what that's doing. Down another 6% today. So I shouldn't say another. It wasn't down 6% yesterday. But Airbnb is actually doing not bad. It actually looks better than Uber right now. So Airbnb holding out, just another one of those sort of alternative names. If you are looking at, business travel or, something else starting to pick up, American Express. And I don't think this is the right time or space right now. We already talked about Uber and where that's going. It looks like lower, potentially into that $60 mark, which sucks. But 123 right there for Airbnb, not horrible. So what's leading this market move down right now? Is it going to be Tesla? Is it Nvidia? Tesla bounces nicely, actually. So that's something I could wrap my head around there as well.
Maybe some short covering.
Yeah, some short covering there makes a little bit of sense, right? What's up, Adara?
There's one headline here I've been seeing circulate over the last couple of minutes. Looks like it was initially posted about an hour ago, but it's really starting to catch, notice now. Seeing some reports from, an outlet called the Middle East that the Houthis in Yemen have officially announced that they're going to be entering into the conflict in the Middle East, and they're supporting Iran. So unfortunately, this conflict will continue in the Middle East. Back to you.
Okay.
I think over the weekend here, we're very, very far from getting anything settled. I think that is for sure. But some of these energy plays, even if you're going to look over here at oil, we talked about where oil's been going. It's bouncing off that $100 mark one more time. Again, 5% up right now for the contract. So oil upside right there, USO following suit as well. So a little danger zone now for oil. We talked about gold and silver, NASDAQ down. What is the IWM, the Russell 2000 right now? What are they about? We did see that there's no rate cut happening anytime soon. And even if
the odds of the rate increase went way down.
I was going to say, I'm going to go have a look.
3%
right now. Yeah, so there it is, 4% chance right there of that rate. We just got a nice move down. Again, Micron fills that bid, baby, one more time down there. So we get that 56. But 4% chance moving. And then in June, again, we have probably a little bit greater. No. So 7% chance. Nothing's going this way, right? This is the way you want to go for a rate cut. We're only going the other way right now.
To the end of the year, I think
not
it's
great. It's still 10% right there as well. And if we go,
rates.
if we go to December right there, so it's 75%. Okay, let's just call it like it is. 71.5% chance of nothing happening, or we just cut and then go back. But right there, so by next December, right now, the Fed rate tool is saying there's a 71% chance that we are at the same rate. And even worse than that, you add this plus this, there's a 1/4 point chance that the rates are higher right now than where we are right here, right now, at the end of 2026. So a little bit of a scary moment, I think, for many people there that are in the IWM or that are looking for said move. There it is, man. Look at that. We take a look at that as we go market red, and we just, that's not market red. Where's market red? Here's market red. Micron. So we shorted that break right there. We talked about it. So I hope you're having a good time with us. Neil and I educating you guys. Make sure you do hit that like, hit that subscribe. Bye-bye, Micron. My next bid is 355 clean. Let's get lower, Micron. And that would be real nice if you could do that for your boy. Micron getting lower right here as we speak.
Yeah, and the USO getting higher, and that's what I like to see. So I jump back in. Short the pop situation, have your indicator, and we're going to go right back into the highs on USO. If we break out the top, yuck, that's bad for the market. We have maybe enough time for one more salvo back into LOD, low of the day here. I'm going to make the assumption that if this is happening, okay, good. Bitcoin hasn't even rolled over yet, and we're already getting a bit of a top. ETH is actually at VWAP, so BMNR. It just is what it is. This is one of the reasons why I don't like the treasury plays. You saw those last two charts. One of these things is trending down the entirety of the day and down 5%. ETH is at VWAP right now, and we're still trending into the lows on BMNR.
Or ETH.
Thank you, Tom Lee. Although he likes,
everybody follow that guy, man.
But he likes AMD. He likes AMD, and you know what? AMD is holding up so well today. What's the deal with AMD and why it's getting so much street cred? Holding VWAP above 200, above the 200 period moving average. Still more, its forward PE is getting a little bit better. But why does it get to be better than NVIDIA right now? That's the one that I can't wrap my head around the punishment the punishment that NVIDIA is getting, in our group friend, there's like a inside joke about the punishment. But anyways, that NVIDIA is getting relative to AMD. It doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense to me, but it's still happening, and you've got to respect it. When we get bounce days, sometimes you just got to go, well, AMD, if I'm used to liking NVIDIA for a long on certain situations, probably look over at AMD because it's giving you the juice. Unfortunately, the market's so weak, there's just nothing you can do with this. Like, this is one of those, you say it is what it is. Well, if the market wasn't so weak, AMD'd probably be blasting today, but it's not.
We hope for the best because, yeah, Tiger Woods involved in another crash. Yeah, so Tiger Woods involved in another crash again there. So we hope that he's safe. Car rolled over in Florida there for Tiger. Masters are next week. So I was hoping, I think it's next week or maybe it's in 2 weeks. I was hoping that he would make an appearance there. But yeah, shout out to Tiger Woods and his family. I hope for the best.
Yeah.
He's dating Donald Trump Jr.'s ex. Is that right? No, he's dating.
That's correct.
Oh.
That's correct. And what makes it more interesting, Sean, is that means that Trump's granddaughter, Kai Trump, gets access to Tiger Woods as a stepfather figure. Now, why is it significant, you may ask? Because she is a golfer. So you're like, okay, they played that game real well. But no, shout out there. I just thought that was cool. Also, she has a podcast and Trump's been on it, which is kind of
cool. Oh, she has a podcast. How old is she?
She's I think she's just going into university or she just started university. She's around 18, 19, I want to say.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. The more you know, right there. But anyways, hopefully Tiger's okay. I mean, we know that he got battles with different addictions and whatnot. So hopefully he's okay and it's not that. Okay. So that's we just covered more Micron. We only have a half hour left. So $2 winners are hard to find. And we took it. So on Micron right now, I have 10% left. So, okay, that's what's happening there. And on iBit, we didn't get any fills, so I'm just gonna punch out on iBit. We have 5% left on iBit. We'll just take this out right now, punch it out right there. So, we just got punched out. I punched myself out of iBit right there at 35. So good for me there, as we don't have to worry about it anymore. I will now cancel my stop. And that one was another good idea, shorting it off VWAP and running it all the way back to the bottom. And we wanted 37 long. It didn't quite get there. So we do a bunch of covers there. A bunch of covers, like this is what we're trying to do, right? Bunch of covers at support, bunch of covers at the low of the day, and then out of our last 5% on the way back up. So far so good on that one. Now it's just the TQs, which we've been getting out. We still do have a decent position on this one as well. This one's about 15% left, waiting for the close. But again, with those imbalances coming through, no idea if we're going to be an upside trade or what on those. So yeah, man, this is what we're doing. We'll wait for that. Taco Tiger always crashes out. That's funny. He's been crashing out on the course, man. He hasn't had great luck there on the course.
I feel like that's the low blow.
Yeah, I've watched that TGL. That's pretty fun, man. The TGL stuff is pretty fun.
I wouldn't go there.
There it is.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It's just, I don't know.
Funny stuff.
Because if I don't know, like, if you know he's okay,
yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't care. Like, whatever.
I mean, I assume he's okay.
You can't. I don't take myself too serious. I don't take anything too seriously. But if you don't even know if the dude's okay, like, let it get to that point. Yeah. So like the last time we've been short 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th time was not a charm on BMNR. The trend looks like it's breaking. It's also 3:30, so it's getting a little bit late. We took our last curl, and that's all I really need to see. If we're trending down, once it starts making the trend, I'll jump in. But then from there, you short the pops. Not sure what I was doing at 140, but I guess I missed that one. And then you short the pops, and then you short. This little pop had to roll back over because it broke trend, and then we take another one on the trend line. That FXN. It's 330. He said if it was still there at 330, whoops, I just typed FXA. FXN would be the one I'm looking for. I said if it was still there at 330, we take it, but it's already flipping. So that was a sell, right? Remember FXN, it was like 13, what did I say, 13 million? Mm-hmm. It just flipped to a buy with all of it paired off, right? Yeah. So that just happened. So like I'm actually on the bid and just gonna flat it. The whole notion for that trade is it was 13 million. If at 330 it was still 13 million, which it was. And then the second I see that pair off and go to a buy imbalance, I just hop on the bid. and get out of it. If I see it come again, I might take another shot. Like the idea is if it comes at a gigantic sell like we were seeing before, I want to be short and maybe give it a tight stop and then see if it can flush back into some of those lows. But if you're trading based on the imbalance and it's a 10 million sell imbalance, well, when it goes to a buy of 1.6 million right in front of your face and you can get out the same price you got in, you get out of the trade, in my opinion. But that's what each one. It could still flip around, so I'm going to have it up. CV is still there. SoxCell is still, that was a buy before, it's still a buy of 1.5 million, and Adair is still at the desk.
A new infographic I want to show you guys first. I do have a headline here coming out of the Middle East, Iraq, saying that they are increasing their cooperation with America to prevent further attacks. Also, MAR, Marriott and Watch, apparently Sheraton Hotels has been allegedly placed on a list of groups that have been leaked. So there could be potential cybersecurity breach there with MAR. It didn't really move, but I just wanted to mention it. I want to talk about this infographic because I had a lot of fun making this one here. Basically, I was inspired here because Microsoft is apparently poised for its worst quarterly performance since 2008 to kick off Q1 2026. So with that in mind, I went back through all these historical charts, just like from 2000 onward for some of these older stocks like Microsoft. But what was the worst quarter for each of these stocks? Now, what's interesting is none of these performances happened within the same quarter. You've got a couple happening, of course, in 2000, a couple happening like in the early 2000s. But other than that, I mean, Tesla's worst quarter was 2022, Meta's 2012, Google's 2008. You can check this out on X at TTV Research, but not yet. It comes out tomorrow afternoon. We do have posts that post all weekend. Please check it out. And also, you can check out our weekly and daily calendars for next week and for Monday on X at TTV Research. Those are already live, so we do for you right over here at Trader TV Live. I
feel like from now on, like anytime these AMEX imbalances, I want to look at every single one of them.
Yeah, good idea.
And then just take, you know, like that FXN, like maybe it stays, but it flips, so no. But GDX is now a buy of 1.9 million shares with still 15 minutes to go. I hit enter on, I'll hit enter again. Sometimes you got to hit enter a couple times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now it'll, I don't know, maybe
a couple times.
But GDX, obviously this is the gold miners. If you don't know what this is, GDX is a gold mining ETF. Not necessarily that important if you're just looking at the imbalance, but it's a buy imbalance. It's at VWAP. That does set it up for a little something. Given what just happened on that FXN, though, I think what I'd want to see is maybe a little closer to 350. Have it confirmed. But it's on the radar as that buy and balance. I just don't want to get flipped around back and forth, but I want to take a shot at this thing at some point. If it stays a buy, great, or if it grows, that'd be even better. And then the other side of it is, remember, these are early look imbalances. At 350, it goes public, and then you have these situations where it can start pairing off and flipping, and at 355 is a good spot where it might flip, and you can take reversal trades as well. So there's a lot to unpack on these imbalances. BMNR is only 800,000. That's a pretty small sell. Oh, that TPET is going again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like oil,
it's still 90 cents.
Oil right now, so the Houthis have entered the building right here, and that's not going to be good for anybody. So, yeah, a lot of worry right now about what exactly this market is going to look like on Monday as oil right now taking out new highs. We just talked about, you know, what sort of the danger was with oil over the weekend, and now, you know, it's not going to be good. So now the Red Sea, potentially the next sort of straight, or not straight, I guess, the next spot to get blocked now, the Red Sea. So we are a little nervous here, holding out for hope that maybe there's some sort of a resolution to everything coming out, but that doesn't look good now for President Trump and the end of the war. I mean, I think the position that the U.S. is in, talking about taking care of all of their ships and, you know, the missile deployments and everything like that, it's a house of cards over there. I don't know. People equating it to what happened in Vietnam and everything. You can be there a little longer than you think sometimes to clean it all up, and I just don't know.
That's all conflict in the Middle East.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be like that for a while.
Yeah, show me one that was as quick as people thought.
Yeah, no, and exactly. Nothing's ever as quick as they thought. And this one's going to be definitely longer than people thought right now. So I just quickly here, because we only have 10 minutes until there's imbalances, I am going to knock myself out of this if we break back to flat. So like I had said before, under 10% left of this Micron trade. We've done real well on it to bring it back in. It tanked good, man. I mean, our best fills is 355.70s. So we got some good fills down there, almost $2 there at the max. So we will stop out. We don't have any stop outs anywhere near our prices yet. So we will stop out of the last piece if this market does, of course, retrace back in and we wind up getting or back up, and we wind up getting stopped out, that's what that will be. Sure, let's talk about the super chats then, if you want. All right.
Got James Abroad. Same chat, different day. AMD heading into mega growth cycle. Revenue growth just getting started. And laps NVIDIA next 2 to 3 years. Stocks will have a big gap. Well, there's the case. I know we've had, and this is why I always say it. Like, I'll say it out loud that, AMD's been relatively strong and it's been surprising me, so we can get everyone else's take on the situation, and you like it, Adam, and you're getting a great opportunity to buy it. Well, I have to flip my chart because I was
you're not necessarily wrong about anything. Like,
no.
The
ball's also
I hope there is a super cycle coming.
The ball's not lying here. I'm not saying there's people betting on AMD in this downward push, but show me some tech names and some AI plays that look this good, is a relative term here. But you're holding the 200 period. You're holding the entirety of the last month. We've been holding the line on the bid here, whereas you can't say that of NVIDIA. You can't really say that of Broadcom. Maybe you could make an argument that it's still over $300. I would venture to say that doesn't look like it's holding support. Micron, if you look at the memory chip names, that's turned a bit of the corner, and that's to the downside. Like, you're not really seeing a heck of a lot of strength. Even when you had something like ARM's, like, we're making our own chips, let's go up 20%, down 7%, giving up almost the entirety of the move back. Like, you're not seeing sustained strength. So AMD, there's a bit of a case, at least when you look at the stock price, that somebody likes something. What I was going to say, that's why I was on a different chart there. I was actually on AV's chart. Quickly, we get to the next super chat. But look, we made our picks at the beginning of the year. I exited mine already because it popped up, gave me a win, and then broke my stop. But the stink bid's back in today because we just broke through 190 on AVAV, and on the monthly chart, there's it's like 155 is the 50-period moving average. I'm bidding out in front of it, 162 and 22 cents, because I always do that. Son of Daniel Cheese Tycoon. The son of Daniel Cheese Tycoon. It's nice to see your son. Say what's up to your dad. He's a fantastic viewer. We love him, appreciate him. Once again, I find myself grateful to all of you at TTV. I leaned into every short since the open and covered yet another semester of college day. Appreciate you. All the shorts today were what paid. You almost didn't matter what you were in. And we have another one from Elaine. Quick expert look at Unity, please, gentlemen. Very strong right now in a downward market. Unity, it wasn't earnings with Unity. It was updated guidance, I believe, was all you got this morning. And apparently that's all it took. It's still up 12%. It looks like it's given a bunch back. You know what? We were just talking about false breakouts. We were literally talking to you guys about all of that momentum. It was double digits up, momentum going into the open, and then a false breakout and a reversal. And then after that, the first pop is your short. Literally something we were talking about right at the beginning at 2 o'clock. And here's something we didn't know we'd be mentioning and giving it all up. So strength in the afternoon on Unity, but you have to be real. It has been a sell most of the day. Sell the news or sell the event. And on top of that, the stock hasn't been faring too well. If this breaks out 21.6, then some of that short float, which I still believe it's a solid short float, but I will double check because I don't want to misspeak here. It's not that big anymore. It's only 9%. So maybe not as big as it used to be, but that should be enough off of these lows. What you want to see is you want to see that raised guidance, which is good. It's a good start, but you haven't broken this bottom channel here. About 21.5 is where it has to go. Lots of people in this kind of market seem to be rushing when they get the chance to take profit, is the only way.
Well, it's nice to be in a situation where you can take profit, and thank you everybody for those super chats. And I'm in a position right now to do exactly that. So we're going to do it here again as the NASDAQ now down 2%. So see ya. We'll make sure that we do put a bid there and capture that price. So yeah, so far so good here as we look to see what that next trade looks like for us. But nice move down for TQQs. We may not have another trade because of what this day looks like, and we're getting near the end of it here. What a horrible, nasty movement for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ over the last couple days. Most of the time you battle back. And I remember yesterday, I think You might have selected green. I think a lot of people selected green yesterday. But I was just like, and I didn't remember that was Friday about that when we made that poll. But yeah, another down 2% day. Like, I don't even think smart money was on that. Like, I was not even thinking that we were going to be another 2% down day. I know a lot of you probably thought that way, but huge move to the downside there, just continuing. And yeah, it's pretty bad. That's a good break right there for NASDAQ. And if you look at how far are we, from the highs, we were just at all-time highs back February. So it's only March. I know it's the end of March, but there's the move right there. 11.5%, 12% or sort of from top to bottom right there, down 12%. So, we've had, markets have these moves. So I don't think it's anything worth panicking about, but I don't know if it's going to get any better. So that's part of the issue that a lot of us are facing right now. Micron looks like that does run the top. So, okay, good. Not good. I mean, we had some diamond hands, but we get out for flat there at the end of that trade, and that's that. So now we don't have to worry about it running into the close. Like, Micron's still up on the day. We did take advantage of it, breaking a little bit lower, so we're able to do that. And now we just kind of wait to see what these imbalances bring. And honestly, man, I haven't even looked at, first time I looked at Palantir was when I told you it was 143. Didn't even look at this stock.
I don't think I've called it up today.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I didn't call it up once. This is the first time we've called it up. And Palantir does a Palantir type thing right off the open. So there's the flush down. It basically started with its highest spot was off the open today. Palantir, there's the flush down into 141. Wow, that was very violent right off the open. And then it moved back right into where you could have shorted again. So this is why, you never know. This is where I actually got stopped out of my TQQ trade, which is still sensitive. But yeah, there it is. Gave you that short at 145.50 again. So could have been there, wasn't there. Coulda, woulda, shoulda not available for me at that price. But that would have been a good trade and probably should have been had right there. I wasn't here, but there's it is. Palantir. This is a good break too. I was actually lucky that I was looking at Micron and not this, because I might have taken this break as well. There, but that's why the danger is in trading breakouts, especially at this time of day. So we were lucky enough to get out of our Micron, which means it's probably down because we covered, and we're out of that one. Now we just hold on to see what happens with this. We're now at the lowest spot we've been at all day, and there goes the TQQs one more time. Oh boy, man, and this is just about being right, to be honest with you. This is back-to-back days where the biggest trade has been short the market. That's back-to-back days where boom, and all we're doing is looking short. All I'm doing is looking short and trading the TQQs. So I don't know if Joe traded any of this today, but it was a nice move to the downside. And then iBit as well, sort of a proxy, not really for the market, but for getting short. I mean, I just saw this at... Yeah, I saw this at the 50 VWAP there, so we did take advantage, I think, anyways, and hit that short. So, yeah, there's the NASDAQ officially down that 2+% and getting lower as we speak, and just glad that we're in this trade, and we're just going to hold it into the close. So hope everyone has a good weekend there. We've got some sporting events happening, and, yeah, it should be good. I'll be in St. Catharines tomorrow.
Hockey tournament?
Yeah, no, just a game.
Oh,
yeah, that's tomorrow. Tonight we'll be at the Raptors game. You'll be at the Jays game. So if anybody's, in any of those, let us know.
I'll be on my phone.
You could buy me a beer, anybody.
I'll be looking on my phone for Michigan State too.
Oh, okay, Michigan State's playing. Okay.
Illinois got through. Iowa got through yesterday.
If anybody's at the Raptors game, hit me up on Twitter, and we could meet up. I'll be there with my son. He's pretty excited for that. And
nice. Who do they play tonight? I don't even know who they
Pelicans. They have, what's his name? Is he playing?
Is he healthy?
That monster from Duke? Zion. I don't know. I think so. I think he's been playing recently.
The question is he ever healthy? Adara?
No, he's not.
Does Drake actually come to all the Raptors games? Because I've seen that meme of him hugging the
No.
But I was just wondering if this is an urban legend or not. Okay, I was just.
He used to be.
No, it's not urban legend. He's the ambassador.
I knew that.
But he hasn't really been doing the thing for.
I don't know the last time he's been there. I haven't really watched too many Raptors games this year. Although the Raptors are very, very competitive this year. Hopefully, going to just stay out of that bottom 6, 7, 8 range there, so you're not in that playoff. Hopefully, you finish the top 4 or the top 6 to miss out on that one. So
there's a few the thing about the NBA is the top teams are just unbeatable. It's not there's of all the sports, I feel like that's the one where who you generally have an idea of who has a chance to make it, and you're rarely surprised. In basketball, you can get surprised in baseball. The Jays came out of nowhere. Nobody thought the Jays would be in the World Series at the beginning of the year last year, and they were. It happens all the time in hockey. You can make the argument it happens in football too. Like nobody had Seattle at the beginning of the year. But in basketball, no.
Right.
Usually in the final, it's always one of the two teams everybody had. It was always chalk going in. And it is usually chalk lately that the markets will look weak. Right now, not much that I'm watching. GDX, that got smaller, not cool. BMNR is 1.6 million to the sell side. Haven't seen that one behave too well. A lot of those small cappers that were running at the end of the day, shout out to Anna. This one's continuing to go. I know Battle was running. TPT, that was Tight Trio Petroleum. This one almost got to $1. So close, almost at that dollar level. I would be very cautious with, like the ones that are energy related, be cautious with those, extra cautious, because one headline in the wrong direction and you can get absolutely rinsed over the weekend. If it's TPT or Battle, those are both energy names for sure. Anna, I'm not sure about. But with less than 1 minute to go, my eyeballs will be on GDX. Maybe not. It's actually still getting smaller. BMNR also got smaller on those imbalances. And that old FXN, gone. Good thing we got out of that. But
FXN, yeah.
Every single day, I'm just going to look at any. If it's an Amex ETF and it's or imbalance and it's over $1 million, if you're not paying attention to see what's going on, then you can't find the opportunity. And we've seen some good moves every now and then on these bad boys.
And now 20 seconds until we go. So I am just going to quickly put a bid here at 71. Hopefully grab that on this market. And then just watch it. We can sit here at 71. Maybe we'll get it. Maybe we won't. Now we are now 10 seconds away. Oops, I'll call it up, sorry. From those imbalances. We'll see up to see what's going on right there. We did not get those 71s, but we just cashed out anyways down here in the 60s. So there it is. Okay, well, we get the 71s now. There's the move down. Sell side. So NVIDIA with a big sell there as well. So there's the kick down on NVIDIA. You can see that starting to rock down to 167. Wow, some good sells happening right there. SoFi, though, with a buy, 2 million buy. So we'll see if SoFi gets going there as well. Looks like it might. That's a nice little play there. Snapchat's been dead in the water for a minute. That broke through down $4. Intel with a sell there as well. Amazon, I don't know why my chart's not loading. There it is. Amazon also with a sell. So that's, wow, Amazon broken down below $200 now. We gone on that one. And here we go, man. We will hold this right into the close of the day. So yeah, buddy, man, it is a good day today to be short. And yeah, congratulations to everybody that's been with us today. And I just hope that you're having a good time, because a good time doesn't stop. It's just continues with us here again. And hopefully you guys have a good time on the weekend, but we'll be here on Monday anyways to help you guys through another turbulent market. You know I'll be short, so get ready for that one come Monday.
Well, you know what? I never predetermine what direction I'm going. I said this time yesterday, I think the market will probably be green at the open tomorrow. It wasn't, but I wasn't taking longs. Now imbalance or whatever. SoFi has a buy and balance, so yes, technically it'll be like the first long trade of the day, but it doesn't really count as much. Basically, just looking for that imbalance to do something for us here going into the close. But I only played shorts. That's fine, because you trade the market that's in front of you. I mean, some people like to come in and just be like, this is what I think is going to happen, and if that doesn't happen, then they're just going to lose money. I've just never really had that attitude. Like, you got to be willing to do whatever the market is telling you. Like, did the market say that iBit was a long at any point? Where? Trend down, BMNR, which I pivoted to BMNR. I should probably explain this, because I started in the morning shorting iBit, but then I saw iBit make this move, break the volume weighted average price, at which point it was relatively strong. And then when it came back in, BMNR was weaker than iBit when these both came back in. That's why I pivoted over to that one. Now let's go back to Adara. We've got maybe more at the desk.
It's more he said, she said as to whether or not these negotiations are happening. Oil's actually moving higher on this, but I just heard that the Turkish foreign minister reportedly said that Tehran and Washington are negotiating. So we're gonna have to wait and find out. For their part, Iran has reportedly said, yeah, we were going to send our response and it would arrive either today or tomorrow, but now we don't know, because they're still attacking our industrial infrastructure. So we're gonna have to wait and see. The back and forth continues. When will it stop? We don't know.
All right, thanks, Adara. Yeah, so just waiting to see if anything's going on. We don't have any halt. We have that VSA was the last one of anything that had halted right there. TCTM Kids Education. Okay, this just showed up there. It's halted 3-4 times there today. This was $2.
That was the offering one.
Yeah, exactly. So $2.80, a bunch of halts, like halted even before then right there. And wow, what a wild name VSA today to the downside. There, you're welcome, lunch 999 right there for that short, man. You've got a good one there if you've been short today. That is for sure. But VSA halting as well. And then this ARTL was one of the halters as well. Artello into today and just closing on VWAP. So a good little VWAP trade right there for anybody in ARTL to close out your day. But yeah, man, we're ready. You're gonna get a treat because I guess you know, Sharif's got to take his vacay, so he will be doing that on Monday, I guess. No, he's here Monday. He's here Monday. He's gone Tuesday. Yeah. So we'll be back with Sharif. I was gonna say we've got Obi next week, but he'll be back on Tuesday. He'll be starting Tuesday for Sharif. So yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, Obi chilling with Joseph. The two of them. Well, it'll be a lot of fun. It's always good to get. You want the different perspectives, the different the types of ideas, sets of trades, which I think is always fantastic. The other thing too is, you know, it just gives you that different pace. So I think it'll be a good look. It's good to see Obi coming back in next week.
Obi hasn't been trading all week. I wonder what's going on with him. I hope he's doing okay.
Obi takes. I'll see him take breaks every now and then.
Oh, he makes money off from the show.
He also
he's a smart guy.
He also has an algo thing that he's been building. He was. Well, I don't know.
We'll ask him next week.
Actually, I was talking to him. I don't know if he's the one coding it or if maybe the algo guys are coding or maybe it's Vibe coding, which is.
I think he's been doing some of his own coding because I visit them in the algo room sometimes, and I think they all kind of do their own stuff.
Yeah, he wanted to automate. Yeah, he wanted to automate some of his strategies. So sometimes, look, take some time to make that work so that you can be more efficient. Because the last I asked him if he got this such and such revision, and he was like, "Oh, the algo would have caught that, but he's working on it." I'm like, okay, well, you know, sometimes that's what it's all about. If you can't see every single trade, it'll find them for you. Oh, there's the flip, so we get out.
It's hard enough to make money. I mean, we talk about that, about how hard it is to sit around here and actually make some cash. So if you can get an algo to do it. I mean, Obi's not shy about telling you. If you ask him if he's making money or not, he'll tell you. So, you
that's
know,
the thing.
you guys,
a lot of traders
They don't tell you.
Well, it's not even that. They don't tell themselves.
Right, exactly. They lie to themselves.
One of the biggest things that I would find is, and this is over the course of the years, like you'd have a conversation with a trader who hasn't made money in like 3 months and you're going over the day, and at no point during like just a regular risk conversation will they even acknowledge it. Be like, well, how has the week been going? And then they'll talk about like this trade or that trade. At no point, it's like, dude, you've been read the last 3 months, right? And you're having this conversation, even if it hasn't been that bad. It's just like the acknowledgement. And for a lot of traders, especially when it's like, oh, they're slightly down, it's like, but you do know that you are in a bit of a slump, and they wouldn't acknowledge it. They were so focused on what was happening that day in that last trade, which is fine. You can be laser focused, but that's the one thing you can't do. You can't lie to yourself, man.
No, don't do that. And
that matters even more, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's the thing, right? And that's what we always tell you guys. You can always ask us what's going on, right? Like everything that I'm trading, like sometimes I'll trade on the pink sheets and everything like that, but I haven't been making any money over there. So everything that I always talk about is stuff that we're doing here on the show, right? And so like when I'm telling you that I'm up on the day, I'm up on the day. If I'm down on the day, I'm down on the day. Today's an up day. I don't think we have a red day this week, but I'd have to double check on that one. But the market's been bleeding. And I think with higher volatility, you and I talk about this all the time, the more volatility that there is in the market, the better for day traders. And I mean, with VIX being at 29, we even have, I mean, there's even people, I think it was, I can't remember which trader it was that we had on, but talking about they don't even really start to day trade until the VIX gets like north of a certain spot, like 20 or whatever, above a certain moving average or whatever, right? So VIX being very, very elevated right now gives you all of that. I was actually going to, I think I've closed, oh, here we go. Let's check out, this is the dollar right now. I mean, the dollar's been, we just talked about how rough of a month it's been for the US dollar, but if you're gonna look at the VIX right here, yeah, 30. So it's getting pretty elevated, man. I mean, there's only been basically, since you go back to 24, there's only been 3 times that we've been above this level. Back here in the summer of 24, remember we had the Japan yen windup there happening. I was in London at that point. And then right into here as well, 25, this tariff tantrum, so Liberation Day, that was also up there. And then just right here on the tag of either Venezuela or Iran, what day is that? March the 26th, that's, we came in and had oil, or that's, sorry, March the 9th. I think that's when oil was up to 120 or something, and that was really wild. And then right now, you're topping out again. So yeah, just one 2, 3 separate instances over a span of 2 years that we've been this elevated, right? And so obviously if you are trading futures or oil or silver or anything like that, you want to take advantage of these moves at that time. So 2 minutes left. I'm going to just exit out now. I mean, nothing's really going on here with the TQs. It is making a move higher. We just took a piece out there at 38.80, and we'll end our day right there with an out here on the NASDAQ, and obviously a very big day there for trading of futures. Needless to say, whether or not you're oil or gold or silver or anything today, very, very aggressive.
That was a fake out on GDX. Like the GDX actually paired off, and when it came out and then paired off that buy and balance, but it ended up working anyways. So you file that little tidbit of information that maybe it's worth taking a shot at it, even if it doesn't look absolutely perfect. Because that 1.6 million paired down, and you're like, it's probably gonna be nothing. And then GDX did run into the close. And look at it really go. Now it's literally accelerating into the close. So it was like it was an initial buy and balance, and by the time 350 rolls around, it's like, it paired off, but now it's flying. So maybe it's not about what you see in front of you. Just take a shot at it, and if it doesn't break out that low, you're long off of this because you saw the buy and balance, instead of looking for it to be a big number and stay a big number. I'm just spitballing because I didn't expect that. I expected it to pair off and then be a nothing burger, and this thing absolutely flies at the end of the day. Only 30 seconds to go, everybody. Obviously, it's been a tumultuous week, which I know is a term that Sharif likes to use, but a lot of bamboozlement and such. You'll probably get more over the weekend. That's my guess. Like, I can't see the market this week and the president not trying something over the weekend to get us back on.
The more he tries, the lower it goes.
Well, but it doesn't mean he won't try it.
No,
it doesn't mean he won't try.
It means lower, that's all.
Exactly. So let's ring the imaginary bell right about now. And now the market is closed.
Yeah, down another 2% there. Adara, what are your plans this weekend?
Oh, hi. I don't know yet. I am going to be doing some writing, probably, as I often do. And I'm going back to Winnipeg. I'm also going on vacation, which is on the calendar. Yeah, so I'll be, there are already infographics being prepared, don't worry, guys. So I'll be gone from Wednesday to next Monday. And so, yeah, so I'm just going to be packing for that and everything. Yeah.
Okay, but you're back. I mean, you're here Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. Yes, I am. That's
okay,
yeah.
Okay,
so I'm, but there will be lots of visuals. Do not worry. Do not fear. They've already been prepared, and I will miss you all as I always do. What are you two doing this weekend?
Well, it's opening day for baseball, and I'm a baseball fan, so I'm going to watch the Jays game tonight, and you better believe I'm watching the Jays game tomorrow as well. And the loose plan on Sunday is I'm pretty sure we're going to see my parents. Not that they're far away.
And then watching the Jays game?
5 minutes away. I mean, yeah, it might be on the TV when I go over there. My dad loves baseball.
My parents watch it.
It is what it is. So we'll probably end up.
I can't convince Marissa to watch a baseball game, unfortunately. But it's going to be a busy weekend for everybody around here. Joe, you got your mic on? No. Okay. Good luck with the. Me? I'm only off in the morning. Yeah, because I got the concert. I got a concert. No one can hear you. Okay.
You have a kid concert. Sorry.
No, I'm going to Cardi B.
Oh, it's Cardi B.
Monday night. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. So
enjoy, have fun.
Yeah. It's just gonna be fun.
Act?
We're just
Who's opening for her?
We're just gonna drink and have fun. What was that?
Who's opening for Cardi?
I don't know.
I'm curious.
I'm not sure. I think it's only a 2.5 hour, 3 hour show, so we'll be home there, and then I may come in Tuesday morning. I don't know. But definitely in Tuesday afternoon. If not, Obi will be here for me on Tuesday morning, but I just don't know how late it's going to be. So I'll probably be in. I'll probably be in, honestly. Twist my arm. Okay, guys. Yeah, thanks for another great show here today. It's 4:02. All right, man. Enjoy the game tonight. I'll be at the Raptors. Yeah, man. We will.
Hopefully Zion plays. He's a freak of nature.
Yeah. Well, I just want them to win. Hopefully they'll win. So hopefully
they should win.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd actually know he's fair. Maybe I'll have to open up my FanDuel account or DraftKings account.
Get some props.
And bet on that tonight. So over under maybe.
Like do the degenerate stuff, like what the first possession will be. The first bucket will be by who.
Yeah. I don't like that kind of stuff. I would just do over under or maybe point totals. Things like that, because the first bucket, then you've lost money right away after first.
But then you just do something else.
I know, that's what I mean. That's the whole point, right? We talked about that. Everybody just sits there on their phones and, oh, I lost $10, lost $10. The next thing you know, you're down $100. Yeah. You're like, I got to make it back. And then, you know, I don't know.
Get DraftKings at the low.
You start doing that one. Okay, everybody, see you. We'll see you on Monday. Ciao.